Let's go, John. Woo! Come on, let's get it going, Jackie. Oh, he's busy.
One day.
We're bringing the fun. We're bringing the thunder. We are Thunder. Flesh and blood down under. Woo! Jackie's in the house.
I'm not from down under, but that's okay.
You're not.
Jackie.
The
you
Jackie.
are now.
Canadian national, living in Australia's capital, Canberra, one of the pillars of Australia's flesh and blood community. Jackie, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. That's very nice. I don't know if I'm a pillar, but I
think you are.
there. Okay, well, thank you. I'll take it.
And also, you are the creator or co-creator with your husband, perhaps, of Flesh and Blood Workshop, Fab Workshop.
Fab Workshop. Well, it's my pet project, but my husband does help me quite a bit in the back.
Who did the intro animation?
Oh, that's not me. I paid someone for that.
It's really good.
It's really good. They did a really good job on that one.
You're the only channel that does Flesh and Blood, in my opinion, that has a better animation at the start than mine.
Your animation is awesome.
It's wicked, but yours is better. I like
your animation is next up. So
it's also very on theme.
Yes, it is.
You're a Dash player.
So please, if you are not, the link will be in the description of this video. If you're not subscribed yet to Jackie's amazing channel, Fab Workshop, do it now. Check it out. Basically, you do a lot of how to play videos, very hero-centric videos that I think are great for like not just new players, but maybe people that have been in the game, you know, for 6 months, 12 months, and are looking at getting into another hero. Because you really break it down. They're long heroes. You cover everything. 20-minute videos, 30-minute videos on a specific video. They can stretch to
20 minutes.
Yeah.
We tried a shorter version. If you've seen Dorinthia, there's someone he's the pillar of our community, Ramir, aka Murmurmans. He did a wonderful Dorinthia video, but it was a shorter one, and I got feedback that people wanted longer videos. Like, wow, far out. Okay, I'll do longer videos. I just think. Because I'm sure it's the same for you guys. The community is growing. We have a lot of new players, especially in Canberra where we have heaps of new players. And we thought there's really not much out there. It's like, it's great to go check LSS, learn to play video. It's IRA or whatever they have. But if they don't gravitate to IRA, there's not really anything out there. There's like really, okay, this is a top deck to play. That's how we play. That's the cards you're playing. But there's nothing just to break it down like to the simplest thing. Like, how does the weapon work? What's the synergy of the hero and the cards that you have? I didn't find any. And I said, well, there you go. That's there's something missing here. So that's why we decided to do it. And it hit the mark because all the people that are subscribing to the channel are really new players, which is really great, and it's been helping them. And it's a bit long to make because I'm the one making them.
There's a lot of work involved.
Yeah. You have to write the script. You have to know the hero.
Highly edited, well edited. You know, all the graphics. Like, there's a lot you can tell. You put a lot of work into.
Yeah, there's a lot of work into them, but I love it. I mean. We're not doing it for money. We all knew this.
Yeah.
I just enjoy doing them, and it's just great. Like,
it's a tool for the community.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
is.
Yep.
Look, when I was a new player, I watched the Flesh and Blood Learn to Play, the DM Armada one, and Tolarian Community College. Still didn't know how to play. Like, I figured out pitch. Okay, I understood.
They weren't bad though.
I'm not saying they're bad, but it's so hard to cover everything.
Yeah, true.
You need to go into this hero.
Yep.
Like, if someone had made a Bolton pre-con how to play, I would have enjoyed my Bolton pre-con more. Do you know what I mean? Because that was actually soul and, wait, how do I give the weapon going? Do you know what I mean? Like, most of the time I was swinging once and passing because I didn't.
I wish I had these videos when I started playing because I started playing around Crew Monarch when those two were like getting out, and Monarch First Edition, and honestly, the community in Canberra really only kind of started then. There was 4 guys that were playing, 4 guys, and that's it. And they were trying to build a community, and so they approached Jolt games that you guys went to. And the owner actually loved the game so much. And he pushed it. And my husband and I, we played Magic the Gathering for many, many, many years. And we were to the point, I just can't do it anymore. And I'm sure you can relate, Paul, because I know you played Magic the Gathering as well. And we just gave up. When it's at the point that it's a chore for you to play Magic the Gathering, I'm like, yeah, this is it. And it was so liberating selling my collection.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot believe.
It really is liberating. Yeah.
And he told us, he said, hey, there's a new game. Like, you should really check it out. These guys are coming on that specific day just to jam games. There was no armories yet. And he said, I'm like, I already been burned by this game. I don't know. But he kept on pushing. And my husband's like, oh, yeah, I might go and just check it out. Like, to see he came back home. He was so excited about it. It's like, this game's amazing. It's like duels and you're fighting another person and you're a hero. And like, oh, okay, hang on, slow down. So let's go get, like, there's these pre-con decks. Like, let's try. So he wanted Prism, but it was sold out. So he got Bolton, and I said, oh, he looks rock and roll. I picked Chain. Learning Flesh and Blood without watching a video on Chain. I was playing. I was like, this guy sucks. If you only knew now.
It's funny. That's the same story Fino told us. Remember?
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, his friend took Prism, and he took Chain.
Right.
And he nearly quit the game off the pre-con. He's like, because they also, I don't think they watched any videos. They're pretty avid card players. They're like, this hero sucks. And then
how does he work?
Then he
and
swapped.
you played Bolton. Like, I don't know how this works.
But the funny thing is, I think it's more also about some heroes just resonate. Like, I think Chain's play style, like the shackle and this demon's going to kill you eventually if you don't kill your opponent. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're burrowing. Good. It's pretty cool.
I play him now.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty cool.
He's really good.
And Prism's cool. It's like this librarian, and she's summoning like spectral shields.
It's just funny going back and just thinking. And we were on a kitchen table, and like, this guy sucks. I don't like it.
Chain who?
And we ended up having our very first skirmish. Like, that was a big deal in Canberra to have a skirmish, and it was sealed Monarch First Edition. And I was the only one in the room that was like, well, I know Chain, let's go. I didn't do amazing, but the thing is, that's the thing. We had so much fun. The people were amazing.
Yep.
And honestly, and I know they will be watching this, and they're just my family. I love them to death. Like, I love all of them. And it's great. We're growing now. So yeah, I have just love for all of them.
So what do you think, what key components or people that are in a position like yourself, when you started, there was only 4 people. What do you think the key ingredients are to grow in a local scene? What helped you folks in Canberra grow your scene? Because when I go down to Canberra now, it's so vibrant. There's players bloody everywhere, you know, excited.
And good players.
Good players.
Really good players
really
in
good
Canberra.
players. Yeah. Including yourself. You were lighting those drafts up when I was down there for that RTN.
That draft was really good.
Yeah, you were kicking ass.
Oh, man.
But so, like, how'd you guys go about it?
I think the question, and this is something we're probably going to do on my channel at some stage, I want to do a community vlog, an interview of how it started, because it was pretty amazing how it started. I have nothing to do with how it started. It's really these 4 guys. So Daniel, Lee, Ramir, and Fluke. They were just...
Someone stole my name.
Fluky. Well, his last name is Fluke.
Actually.
Oh, there you go.
Andrew
I
Fluke.
stole his name.
Whoa.
He's our local wizard.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
shout out
really
Fluky.
good. And they really, really are the pillars. They're the reason why we're all there, because they were so... you know the community. Like, when you're a new player, they give playmats, they give cards, they just give. And you never see this in Magic the Gathering. And they were just so accommodating that, like, oh my God, I want to come again. This is amazing. So they're the sole reason why it exists in Canberra. It's not the LGS, although I have to say he's the reason why we went to learn to play. But if those 4 guys then like stick it out, because they started playing in Arcane, like they were playing early. And yeah, just stick to it. If you really like that game and you really believe in it, like you'll find the people.
So what resonated with you particularly? Like you've spoken about the community drew you in.
Yeah.
You know, you're so welcoming, accommodating, great, exciting, you know, generous.
Yeah.
What about the game? Because, you know, you came from Magic. Like, what is it about, you know, especially being a female? Like, I asked my wife, you know, she never played.
Heaps of
there's so many
playing
there
this
is.
game.
And that's the thing.
And good ones.
And great ones.
Yeah.
And that's why I find so fascinating, because in, you know, 7 or 8 years of grinding MTG, I think I played against maybe 2 females.
I was the only one,
you know,
where I was.
In Flesh and Blood, I can't even keep count the amount of females I played against in sanctioned tournaments.
And Paul, the number of guys that were so angry if I beat them.
In Magic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's one that literally walked out
of
the LGS. He was so angry.
Just throw
And
you.
like, man,
But imagine thinking like a mental game, your gender matters.
But the thing is, but what I want to know, Jack, why Flesh and Blood? Not just for you, but even if you want to talk on behalf of like the female community out there, why? Like even my wife says she's more attracted to this game than Magic, and I just want to understand it more. Why Flesh and Blood? Why do you find the mechanics or the aesthetics, so appealing? What is it?
wow. Okay. Well, like I said, the community is a huge part. Don't get me wrong, because that pulled me in. But what kept me around is just, it's one game. Best out of one. You're not doing it. Okay, let's go again.
Interesting.
And 3. I hated the whole we have to play
That's
best of 3. And then MTG just annoyed the hell out of me. And so that's one part I really liked. And just, I'm a hero. This is my guy. I mean, Commander, sure. But this is the person I'm playing, and it's just, I'm building around this hero. And I thought that is just, I'm dueling you. And I thought that whole concept was really good. And honestly, the art is freaking far out. It's wild. I love it. That's why Chain, I loved it, because it's so gory. I know I'm weird. I love the gore of it. And no, I don't know. That's really the main things. I just think it's just a mash of everything that just did it for me, really.
Yeah, I think that's
what-
great.
what-
Even at Worlds, like a couple of friends came from the Worlds was in San Jose. We just got back recently, World Championship for Flesh and Blood, and a couple of friends of mine don't play Flesh and Blood. They do a Magic podcast. They came and saw me. They came up from Bakersfield. You know, it's a good maybe 3-4 hour drive away. First time they'd been to any Flesh and Blood event, and the same thing they commented too. They're like, "Wow, there's actually like ladies here playing the game." You know, they were like. You know, you don't see this at a Magic tournament.
See,
you know,
I remember this conversation about World of Warcraft when World of
I
Warcraft
played
came out.
heaps of
So
that.
the female population, I think, crept up to 40% for World of Warcraft.
I'm not surprised.
Which
40%?
in like Call of Duty, that number's not in double digits. Do you know what I mean? The reason is, first of all, like a competitive shooting game with a lot of like trash talking and stuff isn't usually the vibe girls want. There's professional female COD players. It's just in general.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of females who
That's true.
want to jump into like a competitive shooting game like Counter-Strike. World of Warcraft, I think why girls used to jump on was you had guilds, communities, right? So they could immediately take a less casual role, more maternal role in the community. Like they could actually...
We're very competitive in that game as well.
No. Here's what I'm explaining. I remember that being the attraction.
Yeah.
Like, because their other female friends would be like, join. Like, if you don't want to raid with us, that's fine. But, like, you know, there's still a guild bank and we still reward this and we still will carry... That used to be... I had 800 guild members and I remember how many casuals we had. And that was the attraction at the start. We got nearly all of them into raiding, but they wouldn't have come in if it was raiding straight away. Like, wasn't their attraction. And I think Fab has that. It's community. Blitz is fairly casual. Like, yes, we're fighting, but it's like a quick... Like, the pain's over quickly. If you're going to lose, you lose in like 15 minutes.
It can be very quick. Turn 0.
Which I think helps. And yes, you're not stuck with some asshole for 3 turns if that's what turned you off Magic?
Three matches.
Three matches.
Okay, that's the thing. Like, I think I've been playing for almost 2 years now. I think Monarch came out early April. And I think I only had one really bad interaction, and that's it. That says something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, but I think the main thing for WoW was the female avatars. Like, a lot of guys will choose a female avatar.
Oh,
or
yeah.
male. A lot of girls really want to be a female avatar. So if you limit, like, well, you can't be a female warrior in this game, that actually, like, because it's still role-playing, right? You still kind of want to embody the character. And I think Flesh and Blood has some pretty sick female characters at the beginning.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
mean why girls will play. It's not what I'm trying to say. But it's very, the actual, who you can pick to be is a cool
That's
choice in
such
the
a
game.
mix,
And
it's
I don't
really good.
look at it as a gender thing. I like playing Dorinthia. If Dorinthia was Bolton, but it was the same mechanic, I'd be playing Bolton. Like that, but it matters. You start investing in the look, the aesthetic, the weapons, the armor. I think maybe compared to Commander, Fab is a lot more to do with your hero.
Oh, yeah.
Like your armor, everything's sort of on theme. Everything
That's
is a
the
point.
other thing. The armor is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was amazing. Like, hang on. I get to keep I have armor as well.
Which takes you right back into like Warcraft or Diablo.
Yeah,
or like
kinda.
that kind
Yeah,
of
true.
old school RPG
Yep.
feel.
I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, you make sense.
Did you always play games growing up? Like, were you always into games or sci-fi's fantasy culture? Like,
No, I played World of Warcraft since vanilla, like early, and
What server were you on?
Oceania for a long time, and I met a lot of people even when I was in Canada.
No, but the server name, not the region.
Oh, it was oh my God, Sarafang.
Okay.
Frostmourne for a bit.
Okay.
But when I moved to Horde, which was my home
Ugh.
afterwards. I mean, I have no issues with either way. It's just
Neither.
I've
played
the
both.
team that I was with for the last most of them were from Singapore, and they were about my age, so we were very serious, but at the same time we could count on everyone as
Yep.
well. So that's why we stuck around for so long together. And Balthras, I think. I can't remember where
I mean,
it was,
it
but it was
eventually
a while ago.
became pretty easy to do cross-server stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was on
Yeah.
Proudmoore,
Proudmoore,
which had
yeah,
a
yeah,
big,
yeah.
like, Australian... It was known as, like, the LGBTQ server as well.
Really?
Yeah, it was, like, the
Okay.
safe space. I didn't know that when I joined because my brother was in it.
Okay.
At the end of Vanilla, I started leveling in Vanilla, and then BC came out. Man, I missed that game. I wish I had that much time in my life.
I do, but...
did you know I beta tested that game?
Yeah?
Yeah. But I didn't like
You
it.
didn't? Yeah.
No.
I don't...
I mean, I beta tested every time it came out. I went,
I'm old school. I'm EverQuest. Baby.
Sure.
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm an EverQuest. As soon
WoW
as I
doesn't-
saw
I
didn't
WoW,
play
I was like,
EverQuest.
this is for kids. I looked
Yeah.
at WoW and go, that's for kids.
But WoW doesn't
Oh,
exist without
man.
EverQuest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have
True.
existed.
That's true.
Yeah, and the same thing, EverQuest wouldn't have existed without Ultima Online, and
Yep.
Ultima Online wouldn't exist for the MUDs before that, like the
Mm.
text-based MUDs. I don't
Yep.
know if any of you played them. I played them
No,
a
but I
fair
know,
bit in
yeah.
high school. Anyway, but
Warcraft just had the... Funnily, it sort of relates to Fab. Warcraft was the perfect timing. So I think Fab is nailed. The way Magic's doing this year will help Fab a lot if they
yeah.
do the right thing. But the main thing that made Warcraft succeed was pop culture. They got Mr. T in an ad.
Oh, yes, I remember
You had
that.
celebrities saying...
Yep.
What in interviews? What do you do
I'm a
between
shaman,
movies
and
or
then,
like
like,
no? But you
yeah.
had like real like
Yeah, yeah.
celebrities going, "Oh, all I do between takes is play World of Warcraft." Like that's just
Yeah.
actually
and
what they
having
were
a
doing.
decent rig at home with a stable, fast internet connection was becoming a lot
That's
more
what I mean. The
accessible at
timing,
the same
the
time.
timing was possible.
Yeah, the timing was very good.
Well, 5 years earlier, it doesn't matter, and 5 years later, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But when they hit it, was more accessible. They hit they hit all the things right, and other games were getting older, and
Yeah.
their graphics were much better at the time and much smoother. Whether you thought they were cartoony or not, they picked right because you can still play Warcraft now, and it feels like Warcraft. That cartoony feel doesn't age.
We can
whether
say
you
anything
like
we want
it or
about
not.
Blizzard. Their graphics are pretty good.
Old Blizzard. Old Blizzard.
True. I'm not going to touch
Yeah.
at that now. But
So Magic
but I saw
was your
that
first-
you play Overwatch a bit. How is it, the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
okay.
played.
I played it.
I
I played it a
uninstalled.
lot before, and
Do you know, like Blizzard used to be the company to make games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like Diablo. I
It's
played
amazing.
Diablo 1
But
hardcore.
they'd announce a game and then
Yeah.
it'd take 8 years and you
Yes.
waited. They'd take 5 and then they'd delay and delay.
Metzen left, and
Because they
it
used
just
to
went.
they used to release complete games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's very relatable to Fab because everything went wrong at Blizzard when they were public, like when they got acquired by a public company, and suddenly it's all the actual talent and decision makers who couldn't make decisions left.
Yep.
But also they made a lot of money. They retired. And now you
Fair
have
enough.
Wizards of the Coast owned by Hasbro is having the same issue. It's like there's talent at Wizards. It's whether they can even pick to do like I'm sure there's people inside of Wizards of the Coast going, this idea is shit, but there's an
And
executive
it's
somewhere going, yeah,
crazy
but we're
right
doing it.
now.
And Fab is still owned by a guy. Whether he is influenced by others, I'm sure there's shareholders, right? But at the end of the day, there's still, right now, Flesh and Blood, LSS, still make decisions as gamers.
Yeah.
That's why Blizzard was so good. They were gamers. They wanted to play
Yeah.
their own game. They were making stuff to play.
And most old school game designers were.
But that's
Yeah.
what LSS is. LSS, talk to any of the devs, they're
Yeah.
gamers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They love their game.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they all wish they could compete because they're like, man, all these gold foss, you know what I mean? Like, they
Oh,
wish
we
they
saw
could
some at the
compete.
calling in Australia, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Well, but they tried to do a repeat and they didn't do so well at Worlds.
No.
They put a Crown of Dominion gold foil in there. I'm like, boys, did you put that in thinking you were going to win and then flip it here? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, you didn't win. They're like, exactly. It's not unfair. Everyone had a shot. But they didn't even do well. They got smashed.
We heard all the excuses.
Yeah.
Oh, really? There was this, yeah, we can talk about
There
that.
always is. There always
love
is.
those.
Bunch of Timmys. But so was Magic your first TCG?
Was that? I think so. I'm the type that I go full on one thing and not multiple things. So when I play World of Warcraft, I was only, and I mean, I was raid leading as well in our guild. So and it's like a job. Like you have to prepare the fight, you have to prepare the cooldowns and everything. So I had no time for anything else. So when I was not doing that, then I played Magic only. And then when I didn't play Magic, I started playing Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
So, and I wouldn't play anything else.
Yep.
Really.
Yeah. I've been tempted to dive into Magic because I play card games now. No, but that's
You're not missing much.
No, but that's the reason. I know I can't split the time. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even go to enough armories as it is, like the amount I'd want to go to. And Magic's a curiosity thing, not a. I don't feel like lacking anything. I'm like, I should play a
EDH
game
is
of
great.
Magic at some
I
point.
think that's something.
Have you
that's
actually
still-
played a game Magic?
No, not the way you describe.
Okay.
You should play a game of
middle
Commander when I'm
COVID,
on some stage.
Middle of COVID, I was stuck at home. I got the free pre-cons you could get by turning up to a Learn to Play because I was looking up decks and it's like, oh, if you go to any store, here's a list of stores, and GamesCube was one of them. And they said, well, we can't give you one because there's no in-person play. And I go, I just want to learn to play. So they did give me 2. So me and my brother tried. But again, it's like there's not enough. And Flesh and Blood are making the same mistake. There's not enough in the box to play Magic. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like when you get the deck, just a bit...
They direct you to a video or something.
No, but I don't think it even had much of that. It had like a little booklet or whatever. But obviously that particular tool was designed that you go to the event and I'm sure someone there actually teaches you how to play. But I think it's still LSS is lacking that too. The classic
Yeah.
battles is not enough.
No.
Like if you're going to print a paper play map, print a literal visual guide on how to play, like with an arrow, pitch here kind of thing.
I think they're close. I think that product,
Classic
price
battles.
And, yeah, the classic.
They're not
battle.
happy with it. James has said it publicly. He's like, that's why they haven't released another one. I think they want. I think the professor is working on that. That's what I think.
Yeah, I know. I heard
because he's the type. He's a teacher, right? I think he's the right person. Have you got the professor's team, like him and his wife, because she scripts his Learn to Play videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's like an educator as
Yeah.
well, and he told us she scripts them. If that's what ends up happening, is the professor comes out with a classic battle Learn to Play experience. I mean, how just having his signature on it would be great, but like that could be a very good product.
Oh yeah.
Especially
I
as
reckon
someone
it's
who's
gonna be
not a
amazing.
hardcore Flesh and Blood player.
Yep.
I think that's important. He's not hardcore Flesh and Blood.
No.
Like he said, he has played a little
Not
bit.
yet.
But no, but it's still perfect if he's making that product now as a new player to go.
Yeah,
well,
those
this-
eyes.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
Look,
idea.
it's hard when you're all in on Magic as a content creator. That's for anyone, not just a professor. That's their livelihood. Like they have to be very careful. Like it doesn't matter how much the sink might be sinking over there. The ship might be sinking. They can't just.
No.
They have to walk a very fine line between biting the hand that feeds them. Right.
Yep.
So even if things are going horribly wrong, there's no incentive for these people to be turning their back on something that's given them such a life, that's given them amazing opportunities, that's put food on their table and created these amazing businesses. And that's just not the professor. That's many people in the Magic community. I feel for them. I really do, because I can see through it, and I know there's pain, and I know if they could, I know some of them would walk away, but they just can't. They actually can't.
I was surprised. I think you know what we're talking about. Like Tolarian Community College at Worlds, they had an announcement. Like he jumped on stage at the banquet.
Yes.
And that was unpaid. He wasn't paid to come. He told us, he's like, I came because I wanted to, and also we're partnering and we're going to work on a product. I'm sure he's getting compensated for that in some way, but it's actually surprising to me, as happy as I am about it, as someone who's clearly a Magic channel. Although he'll occasionally do like learn to play Digimon and stuff. Those videos get a lot of views, but that's also smart business. Like he has the ability to script and edit quite well, and he's got a brand. But you don't see a lot of non-Magic content on his channel. For him to publicly go, I'm working with these guys who are a fraction of the size of Wizards, is like a big. When I say risk, I'm saying you're alienating some of your audience who might still think Fab is a scam. Do you know what I mean? Like he's accepting.
Is that still a thing?
It is in the Magic world.
But he's accepting publicly
Yep.
that he's in.
That's awesome.
It's not just him cracking boxes or getting a box like a preview type of thing or a spoiler. He's publicly saying, here's me and the founder of LSS and we're working together. That's very cool. It's very,
I
very
was
cool.
so excited when I saw that.
And even the fact that he gave us time on Funder is crazy. Like honestly, I expected a no.
If you guys haven't seen this, please go watch that one. It was so raw.
Yeah, like,
I loved it
we
so much.
We didn't pay him for that. He didn't ask for it. Like he is very generous.
Yeah.
He is just down for anything. And I'm sure if he didn't have to rush off, to catch a plane, we could have chatted for a lot longer. So no, we're very appreciative.
It felt so real. Like he was very raw, and I don't know.
I've never seen a
Go
conversation.
watch it.
Yeah, I've
It's really
rewatched
good.
it, and I've
It's so
never
good.
seen a conversation like that with
With him?
Brian.
No.
I've never
Look,
seen him on any other platform.
The next one will be Rudy.
Oh yes!
I have asked him.
Oh my God! Yes,
It's
make
hard.
it happen.
It's hard, but we also now shout out Spencer. Spencer says he's a local to Rudy, and they're good friends. I think that is a big one too, because I spent a lot of time with him at
Spencer from where? Let's give him a shout out.
from
From
Magnolia
Florida, I'm
Gaming.
assuming?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He must be Florida,
Based out of Alabama.
Alabama.
Alabama. Okay.
Look, all I know is I spent time with Rudy. He's both exactly who he is on camera, but also very generous. Like it's surprising.
Apparently, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Oh yeah, super nice. Very, very nice.
see, he's so polarizing for some people. I love him. I'm not afraid to say I absolutely love the guy so much.
I think the fact that Rudy loves our content and sense of humor says everything you need to know about him. Typical American, like the humor's different.
Yep.
That's why some humor shows are literally made. They make an American version of The Office because it's actually different humor that
True.
doesn't translate.
It is.
They literally showbiz. They have to translate the show.
Yep.
I think Wedding and a Funeral, whatever that show's called, the movie's called. They also had to like literally make a new cast and make an American version, so it translated.
Yeah. The
But
humor
Rudy's
is very
humor
different.
is more similar to Australian styles.
It's not an Australian style. It's just dark and ironic.
Well, he's sarcastic. That's typically
right.
No, but the sarcasm's not typically American humor.
No, but I'm saying there's plenty of parts of the world. Russians are like that too. It's drier humor. Germans for sure have dry humor. I'm just saying there's different parts of the world that doesn't translate because it's not literal. You can't listen to Rudy. You got to listen to the tone to understand. 90% of what he's saying is a joke. And he'll go serious, and you should be able to tell when he's serious. But in person, like we were talking about my breakup off camera. Mm-hmm. He knew about it.
Okay.
I did not expect the message I got from him. Like, yeah, he doesn't. Literally, like we're chatting on Patreon. Trying to remember what it was. That's right. He's like, because I did a video with my ex, so he met her.
Okay.
And he sent like, say hi for me, like winky face. Like I'm like, oh, she dumped me. He did not joke back. He immediately was like a friend, like a long-time friend. The same thing is like, man, that sucks. I've been through it. You'll be fine. Anything you need. I'm like, wait, Rudy just said that to me. He's very genuine.
See, I see that.
He's very genuine.
Yeah.
But it's hard to see on camera. But
I can see it. I know
I
that
see it too, but he definitely has like, there's barriers to see it. Because if you don't watch him for long enough and you catch one video, some of those videos are hard to like.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, you're the same. If you just watch one video of Tall Timmy's, it's hard to see the person. It's hard to see Paul.
Woo!
Yeah. It's hard to see Paul. I'm
not going to debate it. Yeah, but I know
I subscribed to him. The day I got into Fab, I bought a box. Lindsay at GameSQ goes, subscribe to this guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's local. Subscribe. Watch one video. Unsubscribe. I mean, this is teenage humor. Like, for me, it just went way over
Plenty
my
of
head.
people have told me to tone it down, and I could double my subs.
Like,
plenty of people just said to me, just tone it down.
No.
Just tone it down.
Do you want real advice? It's not that tone it down. You should. By the way, this is you toning it down, because this is you, not Tall Timmy. Does that make sense?
I am a Timmy though.
No. But this is you. Like it's less.
Yeah. I
persona.
see. Yeah,
That's
of
what I'm
course.
saying.
Yeah.
And once people get to know you, then I could watch the minute we'd actually spoken. The Tall Timmy channel's fucking hilarious now because I'm like, fucking Paul. But like, I'm rolling my eyes but hitting the like button. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
Because we love you, but if that's your only impression of you is like, damn, a lot of people are like, this is literally what my 5-year-old watches on YouTube.
Really?
I know. But you're having so much fun.
Yeah, I do have a lot of fun. Like, I legitimately do. Like, and when people meet me in America, like, they soon work out that even though that, you know, obviously I amp it up somewhat.
Yeah,
I'm still very animated. I still can in person.
But that's what we're saying. It's a
intense.
part of you that's amplified. Rudy's sarcasm, he really pushes.
Oh yeah.
On his channel, when you meet him, he's just as funny. He'll make the same jokes, but it's interrupted by the very serious. Do you know what I mean? Like, he will reach for the bill before anyone.
Oh yeah.
That kind of thing. Like he's a good person.
So what inspired you to do content, Jackie? When did that come? So you got in just around that Monarch April 1st dead. When did you sort of go from there? Okay, I found a community. I love the community. Excuse me, I'm playing the game. When did that develop into, okay, now I want to start my own YouTube channel? And, you know, when did that all happen?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't know. I remember, so after Nationals, we already created the channel from Nationals. I think we're practicing for Nationals. And
that was Nationals last year, right?
No. The channel is really, really recent. Like, it's very recent.
Nationals?
Yeah, this one.
Jeez,
so
you've pumped out some good videos.
Yeah, I've been working hard.
Yeah, it's a new channel. It's a very new channel.
Very new.
Okay, I didn't realize it was that new.
My first few videos were right before Nationals. So me and Frank, so you guys met Frank.
Yep.
So we were practicing and everything, and a lot of our community really helped us to practice, which was really great. And one of our pillars, Ramir, the one that did the Dory video, he's been talking about it for a while, but he's a very busy guy. And I said, listen, I think there's a hole of not having anything for new players, but really break it down. And I think that could be fun. And I'll make one. I love Dash. Let's go. I'll do one. I can do that. I can talk a lot about Dash. That's fine. And, but But since I was so busy with the prep and I really didn't like my mic, I said, oh, well, I ordered a case of French cards, so I'll just film myself. But I said, I don't want to be Fluke because I watch his content because I like how he's quick. I suck at piles, okay? I said, I'm not good at this. If you want to watch someone, go watch Fluke, not me. This is because I need to fill my time right now with something. So, and my first box opening was so long. I was so damn slow. It was ridiculous. I said, yeah, this is really not what I'm going to do. I loved it. I think it was very fun. But yeah, the only time I really did other openings was to rant about gnats.
Wait, I haven't seen that video.
Oh yeah,
I've
I
watched
ranted,
it.
and I had
That's
to.
a good one.
And I had to go back. I was tired. It was like 2:00 in the morning or something. And I explained the game that I had against Paul, and I was like, "Hang on, I did take back a play on that too. Okay, let me recap." And it was, it was such a mess. Like it was messy. It was not well explained. My thoughts were like all over the shop because I had and I think we all had issues with that event. But yeah, and they were fresh in my mind. So I opened a box of Tales of Aria, my private collection I had in my.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll just talk. I didn't want to just sit down and talk.
I do the same. Like I'll open.
You did
with any
one
excuse.
time, and I really liked that video. The one you were talking about. What's his
Compete
name?
Sport?
No, that guy in U.S. that got canceled.
George competes.
Yes,
yeah.
there you go.
The title is why
You like
Compete
that
Sport
one,
got
did you,
sus-
Jackie?
Yes, it was
Because
just
I sat
him
and talked.
and sat and talk. I can't.
I
do
liked it too. That's my favorite
I
video
love
he's
that
ever
video.
done.
Do you want me to sit and talk?
Yeah,
Mark?
give me
Yes.
more
No,
of them.
genuinely.
No,
Yeah.
I would.
I'm serious. I
Okay.
love that
I
video.
only
By the way,
watch
I
your-
started the player content. Like my channel.
I only watch your unboxing videos because of your conversations.
People
Yes.
tell me
Not
that all the
because
time.
of what you're opening. I couldn't give two shit. Like,
I-
I love Flesh and Blood, but I don't get excited about. I don't. It's even with Magic.
It's
like
the
box
chat.
openings don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I like John's content because I like what he has to say. His insights, got unique perspectives. That's why I watch it.
Thank
I
you.
don't watch it because he opens stuff up. Like
That's-
you know.
And
I
that
watch your
last-
content because it triggers me how slow you are at opening packs. If he had to open a box,
I always
it would
think-
take 2 hours. He'd be like, "Ooh, a rare." I'm like, Paul, you can't say "ooh, a rare." You can't do that.
It's when he gets
It's
super
bad.
excited to comment.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, oh man, come on.
Hey, if the artwork's good,
No,
it's
no, we
good.
love it. It's funny though because I know I can't do it. Like no one would watch my content
You guys are so
because I'm
different.
nowhere near like it's not funny. Do you know what I mean?
You should
Like,
do a video you talking
Just
for 30
Okay,
minutes and
John-
one pack.
John
Do
in the
it,
bathtub
do it, one
with
pack.
bubbles and woo.
Yeah.
Wait, by the way, something we can do. I don't mind talking about it publicly, but if we're gonna talk to Magnolia, try and get like some sponsorship for the channel. We talked about because the original idea for Thunder, which we haven't even done once, except maybe episode 1, was E Strike versus C Strike. Because it's a funny thing we have going on that we've argued about. He loves Celestial Cataclysm.
Yeah.
He
C
thinks it's
Strike.
better than Enlightened Strike. And it's like
Way
the two,
better. Way better.
Yeah, do you see the point?
That's so
No.
interesting.
But here's the thing. so
That's
our
the
logo.
logo.
Yes.
Oh
our
my
logo
C
God.
is
Strikes
No,
up the
but
top.
we
of the
haven't.
s-
So I need to
Oh.
print banners with E Strike, C Strike, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
want to
C
make
Strike.
a playmat like the two like
Yes.
I think they're gods. Or
They
whatever
are.
They
They're called
Titans or whatever.
they're AE. They were in the
Aethers
law.
or whatever. Aces.
Aces or whatever they
Right,
call
like
Yeah,
something.
Emperor is
something
the
like
Aesir of.
Yeah, correct. They're one of
Here's the
them.
point, though. We came up with an idea at Worlds because the vendors were lovely, especially MinMax, Magnolia. Like they bought us drinks, dinner, very friendly. We're like, guys, you're spending all this money on us. Why not fly us out and we'll work at your booth for a day? And everyone that wants to see Tall Timmy, for instance, would have to go to the booth. And you can only get a Tall Timmy playmat at the booth. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
They both said, yes, let's talk, right?
Oh.
Now, it's not official, but here's my point.
It's interesting. It's cool.
We also talked about it'd be hilarious if we both go in a cosplay competition.
Oh,
Him as me as him.
Yes.
Like he's on his knees on knee pads and I'm on stilts and just do the hair. Like it'd be fucking hilarious, right?
But you
I'll
have to-
button my shirt down, everything.
Yes.
But here's the thing. We should do in the lead up to advertise it if we're going to do something like that is we offer parodies of each other. So you do like a serious box opening on yours and I'm in the bathtub with a...
Oh, yeah.
Do you get what I
I've
Oh,
already
yes.
been talking about.
I will be the first one watching
Yeah.
for sure.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But you offer them the package. You go, here's the playmat, but here's also like there's a video series of us parodying each other.
Oh,
We're gonna join the cosplay competition, and we'll say like we're sponsored like these guys, and it could be like the whole thing would be entertaining to say the least.
It would be amazing.
But imagine we're like cosplaying as each other.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and we'll wear like Min-Max or Magnolia, whoever, both of you can bid for that.
Whoa.
We could go jerseys like Tall Timmy on my back and I'm on stilts
the
walking around.
grimdark stuff that
It's
I
very
saw.
cool.
Oh my god, I was so
Yeah.
jealous when I saw that.
very
That's
cool.
so good.
But we should. We never ended up doing C Strike versus E Strike. We were going to do that as a section on the podcast, like where we argue about something. But we've actually not had that many episodes, just Paul and I.
I really like
since
those.
we started.
Actually?
No, so the plan is once a month it's just us.
Yes.
And once a month it's with Phil.
Yes.
Now, that leaves us 2 episodes a month to do whatever we want. But
He
then
has
when
to
we go to a
promise that
big
he has to
event-
do a poem, though.
Oh, he's not invited without the poem. Would he?
Okay, good.
He's got to send us the poem before he turns
Okay,
up.
good.
It's fine.
He's going to he's going to be doing essays soon. He's going to be reciting essays.
Yeah.
Where's his content
what's funny-
going? Like, where's
So I was
here we
about
go.
to. This is a compliment and a dig at him. We've had Nick Butcher on here,
Yep.
and we've had Phil.
Yep.
And they've both shouted out their content. And I think out of everyone at the table, those two are way more talented at the game and should be doing content because it's good for all of us.
Yeah.
The fuck's the content? Kudos to you. You actually do it.
Yeah.
But you said what it is. Like sometimes it's 2 a.m. and you're tired, but it's on your mind. You hit record, you grab a box, just do it. Because at the end of the day, people need genuine. They don't like super scripted and edited is very nice to have, like Sloop dupe quality. Even Sloop started an uncensored channel because sometimes you just want to talk.
He just want to talk, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good. He has the drive to post content. You have the drive to post content. Keep doing it. And the difference between like people, I don't feel I'm a successful creator by any means, but people ask me for advice. I'm like, buddy, just turn the
I
camera on.
like your opinion, though.
No, I know,
think
but
it's
just
good.
turn the camera on. The only difference between me and many other people that are smarter, better looking, open boxes better, whatever the case may
Thanks,
be,
Fluke.
is I actually hit the record button and then I post it. That's the start, right?
Yeah, of course.
You do the same.
Yeah.
If you're having a crap day, whatever, you go, you know what? I have an audience. It's been a week. Let's do it. And I've had gaps. I had like a 3-week gap. I didn't post.
Yeah.
It's fine. I just didn't give up. You just post again. And now my channel's really on the up again.
Yeah.
Because I've been consistent.
Well,
it's
you
not-
should really, and I'm telling you really, like Paul said, that video that you're just sitting there, not opening anything, because I agree with Paul. I wouldn't watch you for your opening stuff.
Sure.
It's what you're saying that I'm interested in. So that one that you sat down, you were real and said, this is how it's going. I think I watched that video twice. Like, I loved it.
It does have a lot of views.
It's really awesome. And I think, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. I think a lot of people like your opinion because you're raw, and you should do these more often.
I'll tell you what the challenge is.
He doesn't want to offend. This is I can
come
answer his
on.
questions.
Yeah,
I know John very well.
Really?
He knows if he fucking sits down in front of the camera once a week, he's pretty much going to piss off every single person. in the
when I made that,
community.
Well, you don't want them as
No,
your subscribers.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay,
right?
good.
But
Just that.
like, it's kind of true though.
This guy.
So when Paul and I did you watch our censored Everfest box? Which we
Censored
posted like 2 weeks
Everfest.
early before anyone else opened Everfest. So I got the box in the
No.
mail 2 weeks early. And I was talking to, this is a tangent, but it all makes sense at the end.
Okay.
I was talking to Chris Size from Unsealed and Fabled Hunters. They also had boxes. I'm like, guys, I don't want to like stream when you guys are streaming or whatever. Then I came up with the idea with Paul. I'm like, Paul, why don't we do like a Japanese porn version of this where I censor the whole video? Like, you can't see anything, but you can see our faces.
So you can't see the cards; they're blurred.
It's still up.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
reactions.
Oh my god! Yes, I
We
need
don't
to
say the
see
card
this.
names. We don't give specifics.
Well, I cut it all out.
It's
Yeah.
on your channel.
So he has a teaser on
haven't
his. It's
seen
still
it.
like one of your most viewed
It
videos.
is my most viewed video.
Listen,
It's got the most dislikes
it's not-
too.
Hang on, it's your more. I thought it would be your card.
No.
Your
No,
review
this
card.
one's
reason is
just a little
I
bit
clickbaited
higher.
the absolute shit out of this one.
Yeah.
Like, we literally said opening the box next week, put a teaser up. He's like, I'm headed to Fluke's opening
World
the box. Boom.
first
He's
opening.
showing the open wrappers and people are like, oh, they're going to show it early. By the way, spoiler season hadn't started yet.
Oh
Like,
No, this is
we
before.
hadn't seen a single card.
No one had
He
seen
had
anything.
seen his warrior card, Slice and Dice. He'd seen it. because all the spoilers were out, but the date was next week. So anyway, we post this video. I edited the shit out of it, right? It's a long video. It took us like an hour and a half. The problem is my PC couldn't encode with that many cuts and blurs.
Oh, really?
It couldn't encode the whole hour, so I had to post it in bits. Jackie, I lost 700 subs and I gained 900. Like, it went like that. Do you know what I mean? Because the hate was there, but then people caught on that nowhere did we say we will show the cards. We did actually open it, and our reactions are like very genuine. We'd seen no spoilers. Every comment, everywhere, rare. We're
that
like,
was Everfest.
Holy shit,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't see that.
That was fun.
The
It was a lot of
The
fun.
point is, a compete sport, that video has a lot of views because a lot of people disagree with me too. So you get both. That's how Rudy's built his entire brand.
Yeah.
Talarian's built his entire brand. They're not there to please. Like, Talarian will usually be critical of Wizards. He's like, don't buy this instead. Like, it's pretty much his main...
I can only see him secret lair.
Yeah. His main video style is, don't buy the secret lair, just buy these 5 cards. It's better. And it's counter to what Wizards are trying to sell. Rudy does the same. He's usually being an edgelord and getting under people's skin and making sexual
It's
innuendo
card
jokes.
porn.
Right.
He's just showing off all the cards he has.
Here's my issue. I'm only ever motivated when people are going to get pissed off. Like, I'm a pleaser by nature, but when I really want to sit in front of the camera and talk, it's because, like, nationals was shit and I just want to bury people. That's when I'm like, I should, and then I'm like, but that's destructive. Like, where's the positive spin? And if I can't see one, I don't record it.
Was
like,
I too mean when I did mine?
No.
I haven't
Okay.
seen
No,
you.
God, no.
No, but I'm very harsh. Like, I don't, listen.
I could be very
I'm
harsh.
going to talk about it. I'm
No,
not
I
gonna,
think yours
I'm not
was
going
very
to get
measured.
into names, right? We have 3 ProQuests in Sydney.
Yep.
Are we doing this?
No, we're not. I'm not. I'll explain.
Oh, we can do it.
It's a
We can
video
get-
I'd like to make.
Yeah, let's do
Might as
it.
well make it now.
Hey, I said I wanted the banter. Let's go.
Let's get into
So,
it.
ProQuest, is there a Jolt ProQuest?
Yes.
But you got to paint the picture for the people listening because they might not know.
Well, the picture starts at Nationals. Nationals was atrocious.
It was really bad.
I think the store that got Nationals is a very, very good, healthy fab scene. He's got singles up the wazoo. Great. How it was run, whether it's LSS not giving the right support, whether it's the TO not putting enough effort, whatever the
we
reason
were
is.
playing until 9:30 at night.
It was a shit event.
It was terrible.
For Nationals, it was, I invited friends that had never played Fab. I was embarrassed. They came to buy singles. They couldn't buy singles. Fuck that noise.
You should never have that.
So let's move
You
on
need
to
singles.
ProQuest.
Yep.
ProQuest, we only have 3 in Sydney this term, which usually we're getting 2.
We've got 2 in Sydney.
Sorry, 2 in Sydney,
2
one's
in
Gosford.
Sydney. Okay,
Which
yes.
is, we consider a local,
It's
but that's
too
an hour
far.
away. No, we go to it, but it's not
It's
Sydney.
pretty far.
One of them was given to a store that ran an RTN.
Mm-hmm.
When that RTN got announced, it had 12 tickets for sale for a draft RTN.
Okay.
And we were like, all of us were like, huh? How? Is this rigged? Like, are they trying to just give 12? Like, are they trying to just have a top 8 fix or whatever?
What, 2 pods of 6? We couldn't work it out.
We can't work out why you'd have a draft. Also, we know the size of the store. It can definitely fit 30 plus people. So we're also like, maybe they've got like a Warhammer, because they're a big tabletop store. Like, maybe they're running a Warhammer tournament on the same day, but that's also not fair. Because, again, not many RTNs happen every season.
Yeah.
Paul contacts them. Turns out they literally just had no idea what a Fab draft was. The guy was, no, but we fixed it, right? But we, the community, had to get involved. Paul specifically.
I was back and forth with him.
What did
for
it
a
end up
long
being?
time.
24? 36? I can't remember.
I think we had 4 pods.
we had 4 pods at the end. But then we turned up to the event. It was late. Because one person was running
was
late.
that the store that was late?
The judge was late, but we're not going to get into that because I'm not, like, whatever. He was late, but also the event just should not have been run late.
Okay. Weren't you waiting for someone or something?
Well,
for
but you don't
ages?
wait for one person.
Yeah,
It's
there
30
was
people.
there was 30
Doesn't
people
matter.
waiting for someone.
But also the
One
big thing
person,
is
yeah.
I turned up, he didn't have sleeves, he didn't have binders, nothing.
Oh,
Like, I couldn't buy penny sleeves or sleeves for my deck, which is insane if you're running an event. Also, silly business practice because you can't profit off the people drafting. You can pretty much
Yeah.
sell most of them brand new sleeves.
That's very odd. Okay.
Anyway, we jump ahead to now. That store gets a ProQuest, right? By the way, I left feedback. I don't know if other people did, but we got an email. You usually get an email like at the end of a season going, leave feedback for this event or store.
Yep.
I left feedback.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah. I do that.
so they get a ProQuest. Without getting into like whose store I think should get it or whatever, to me, it seems silly that store would get picked over other stores, even ones that are not even central to Sydney, because actually Good Game Central runs like 15 to 20 people CC armories every Monday night. They didn't get a Pro Quest, but that's like right now the only real competitive classic constructed store in Sydney.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Good Games, but that's where the scene is. Give them a Pro
Where
Quest.
the scene is, yeah.
But we're getting a store that the rumor is don't fire armories anymore because the locals are all locals to us, and we asked them, and they're like, you know what? When we fire, it's 4 of us, which is fine. I don't mind that it's a small scene.
Yeah,
if anything, I
that.
want it to grow, but we're talking about a Pro Quest here. It's the chance to go to Pro Tour. I would like a lot of players, and I'd like it to go to stores that have singles, that have a scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On Thursday, the reason I'm bringing this up, I'm driving to that store because when I dug and pissed people off by digging too much, the word came that they have good organized play numbers.
Okay.
I'm like, but the armories aren't firing. I don't think it's sus. This stuff gets under my skin. I'm like, all these stores that are doing the right thing, and I'm not saying the store that got the progress isn't doing the right thing. I'm saying you got Grimdark as a good example, runs his own tournaments, makes belts, makes merch, made play mats, has
Not
every
even his
single
full-time job.
correct,
Can't
has
believe it.
singles in the store.
Yeah.
Yazi plays there.
I need to meet. Oh no, I didn't meet.
Yazzie.
A while
Yazi.
ago, yeah.
Where's
Yazzie.
the button? It's somewhere here. Look,
Yazzie.
all I'm saying, when there's 3 Pro Quests, there's maybe 5 stores that should have got it before a store that either doesn't fire or has 4 players. That they didn't even understand what a draft RTN was, which is crazy because if you ran Magic, you'd know, but they're literally more of a tabletop store. So I want to get to the bottom of it. But it's stuff like that,
But it happens in Canberra as well. We have 3
content
stores
about
and they rotate who gets it. And
yeah, but do they all have it? Do you all go to all 3 stores?
I mean, we've been trying to fire it. Like my husband and I, we've been trying to help the Good Games City. If we don't show up, it's not going to fire.
That's Games Capital, right?
Yeah, but it's called Good Games now. But they get it sometimes. They don't. They have difficulty running the store.
They used to have a massive F&M back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to play Friday Night Magic. I used to work in Canberra a lot. And their F&M used to be draft.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's still very busy for Magic.
They used to get on their F&M night for
and
draft.
It's small.
They used to get they used to get 8 pods.
Where did they fit that?
No, in the 2 rooms.
Well, there's no 2
upstairs,
rooms anymore.
there was 2 rooms.
It's 1 room now.
Oh, okay. There was 2 rooms upstairs and every seat was taken. That's how many
It was
pods
hot
they used
and
to have.
sticky back
Oh,
then.
yeah.
It's very different now. It changed quite a
And
bit.
look, this is what I don't understand is, are they looking at the distributor giving them, look, these guys bought 50 cases last release, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is it the distributor telling them, look, their fab scene's small, but they bought 500 cases of Magic last release. You should keep giving them. Do you know? I don't know the metric. All I know is we'll talk about content and making it. That stuff makes me want to make content and get to the bottom of it and investigate. And I don't think any
and
foul
that's a
play.
question you asked James White as well, remember?
No, because James is...
He doesn't really know.
No, but it's also the company's too big to... James will reply to that email because he's a nice guy. But he will usually tell me, man, I have no... I asked him
You don't need to go to the CEO.
Yeah,
Did you hear the
you-
I'm like,
you
can you
didn't
give
ask
him
in
a
the
pro
interview.
quest? And he's like, look, man.
They just have to keep doing what they're doing and they'll get it.
Yeah. But I
get it.
I'm not I don't know. You guys know me real. I'm not a negative person, but I can be very critical, very.
Oh, yeah. I know.
I just think, the conversations I've had with LSS, the things I've seen, emails back and forth why people missed out, I really believe it's a matrix. Okay, so it's OP numbers, it's location, it's surrounding stores, it's players that play at other stores, how close are they to proximity to the store that gets it. I think it is a formula, a matrix, it's some equation that they use, and I think that's it.
Or someone's fucking incompetent and isn't checking.
Okay,
Maybe.
could be.
It's a simpler
But it
explanation.
is
From
weird
what I can
that you
see,
have 2 only.
from what I can see, there's no fucking reason that store is ranked above Grimdark, Good Game Central, and actually even
Grimdark
GamesCube.
doesn't have one?
Exactly.
Is there any in Wollongong?
No. There's 2 stores.
But
So irrespective,
their scene
if we're
is pretty
talking,
big, isn't it?
right? And they have been in contact with LSS, and they got a copy paste type of response. And by the way, people complain about this. Like if you report a player, or you report a judge, or you report a store to LSS, they're not gonna. They're professional. They're not gonna tell you we ban that person. Thank you. They will just go, we've got it. Leave it with us, and they won't give you an answer. So Grimdark pushed, got a response from OP, but the response is not legalese, but it's basically, we look at multiple factors. That's basically what the email is, right? That's not the truth, because I dug a little bit harder. And
Are you sure they're not just telling you what you want to hear?
no, because I didn't hear it that way.
Okay.
Someone's trying to get me off their back and gave me, no, but listen, it doesn't matter. That's the answer I got from someone at LSS, that it might have been OP numbers. I'm like, oh, buddy, if it's OP numbers, that I can show. I can, if I go Thursday, the armory doesn't fire. It doesn't fire, man. You can't.
Matter.
It didn't fire. It didn't fire. I was there. I'm also going to show you how much stock is behind the counter. And like, I don't think they're doing anything dodgy with promos, but I also believe if you're not firing armories, I would like to know where the promos are. Like, where's your winner box event at the end of the month? Or, hey, we got 17, because I know when I go to From the Deep, which is a much smaller store than most of the stores we're talking about, they have a crate full of armory promos. So you go and win, you win this week's armory, right? But if they don't fire, they put it away. And then you come in like a few weeks later and they'll go, hey, we got the cold foil from last month. Do you want it?
Yeah, that's what Good Game does, because
Right?
when it doesn't fire,
I can name a lot of stores that don't do that.
yeah,
And I
play
wonder
that from
where
Arcane
the promos
Rising.
go.
It's crazy.
Now,
There's
our locals told us they've been going at least once a month and picking up the promos between the 4 of them. Great.
There's many stores that have a year's worth of armory
yeah.
kits
I
during
believe it.
lockdown. Because
Yeah.
of lockdown, they couldn't fire them.
Yeah.
That's all vanished.
Look, by the way, when I was very new, I walked into a store, quite a big name store, and I went, I want some of those cool playmats I saw. And the guy went and literally took out a stack of like 30. He's like, which ones do you want? And I'm looking through them going, wait, that's a glint playmat. I bought 15. I bought 15 off the guy at like $100 a pop.
Wow.
Which didn't know that they were not supposed to be
They're
sold.
not supposed to do that.
Now I know. Now I know.
Shouldn't be
stores have
selling
been doing that.
promos,
Look,
and they
they've
shouldn't
been
be
doing them-
selling that
No,
stuff.
so that's by the way, I have no intentions of going down that route. I'm not actually going to ask about promos. I said I'm curious about what's happening with the promos. I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. I just want to know, as by the way, it's not for Grimdark. Like, Grimdark is a newer store. So on paper, like, even though they're doing very well now, they did not start an alpha, which some other stores.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they've started recently and they're doing great. And that's the point James made, even though bro doesn't know the details, is if they keep doing what they're doing, they'll get there. Like, they got a big scene, and they do, and they're
I
great.
just wish Wollongong would had an event.
So you said the Canberra scene, your local scene. Canberra, for everyone knowing, you're from Canberra, Jackie. It's the Australia's capital. It's our capital city to the country, but
It's not Sydney.
it's not Sydney. It's not as big as Sydney.
I
It's-
thought it was Sydney when I moved here.
It's a smaller city. You said the scene's growing down there. The play base, it's been growing over the last 12 months. Do you have a player retention problem down there? Have you seen a lot of people, like it grows, you get new players, but a lot of people leaving?
We had a dip after nationals because, I mean, we have 3 stores. There's one that's growing all the time. We have one in Southside that we have like very dedicated players that shows up every week there. We try to go every now and then. It's just very far for us. But Jolt is mainly like sometimes we'll get 18 people for an armory at Jolt. It quieted down a little bit. But yeah, we had a little dip after nationals. I think people just burnt a little bit, like tired. I'm just the weird one that kept on going every week. But yeah, we did have a dip there, but so I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but it's more community led fab. So myself and 2 other people, we organize what happens at the stores so we could retain more people and time of the store when they close, because some close early and some close later. So you don't want to put a class constructed armory at a place that closes at 9. So we moved, so our main store at Jolt, we decided to move, okay, we'll try Classic Constructed at Jolt. And it just boomed. boom. So now we get a lot more people now. They started coming back more. So we have a blitz CC each week changing, and we move all the smaller, shorter ones like commoner and everything to stores that can accommodate like shorter.
Yep.
So the stores talk, they collaborate.
No, we talk to them.
Oh, okay.
But they listen to us.
Right,
so
gotcha, sure.
and honestly, all the stores in Canberra are amazing. They listen to our ideas, and they said, well, you know better, so well, let's try it. And so good games, we do rotating commoner, draft, blitz, and we picked up a couple of new players now and for that store, so that's good. So we just try to offer like different things to them. So yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't work in Sydney.
Really?
I've thought
Why?
about it. I've thought about like, because Noah, our head judge, is quite approachable. We're all friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, if you got Noah, Hayden, me, you, a couple of guys we had a little, heck, we could even do an election. It'd be hilarious to see who gets voted in, but have like a little council. Where like, because
John wants to be a dictator.
No. I honestly would rather not have to fucking do anything. I'm very lazy constructively, but I don't like I just want to play. But
Yeah.
okay.
We all just want to play.
Last ProQuest season,
Yeah.
the amount that were on the same day that are 100 kilometers apart was silly. That's something that if the stores aren't smart enough to work that out, I wish the community was able to go, listen, we represent the community. You need to move that out. Like, that's not going to work. Or even shuffle which armories are CC Blitz.
We literally
would be
have
great,
almost
right?
something
Yeah.
every day.
I'm
different day.
all for strong arming stores and getting a
but
little
You don't even have to
getting a little
strong arm.
mafioso on them.
Well, it wouldn't work.
We'll make
here
you an offer you
because
can't refuse.
The store owners have already shown a little bit of resistance to that. Like when you give them some
Really?
feedback about their pricing or something, they just clap back. You're like, all right, buddy, I just won't come to your store. It's very easy for me. Like especially because of where I'm coming from, I benefit nothing. I actually give away way more to the community than I ever take. So when I tell you you're pricing shit and then you're like, mate, we're not a charity. I'm like, I am a charity and I'm telling you you're pricing shit.
We're paying.
Profitability, it's shit. You're making too much money on that event. Bump it up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to recommend your store to my friends because I don't want them to pay $50.
And then we've got the inverse. We've got some stores that give away too much.
Which are dumb. It's like, why are you doing $10 armories for 2 packs? Like, what's wrong with you? Like don't undercut. You don't need to undercut. Make some money.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
some
mean?
are very generous. I'm
Well,
like, wow.
the one that's the most generous doesn't even run fab anymore because he doesn't have play space. Like, you can be the most generous you want, but maybe you should move your stock off the table so people can sit and play. Like, it's all... Sydney's... Most of the stores are not run by business people.
Hey, we're playing an armory tomorrow. You're bringing me to an armory tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'll be there.
Man, see, this is drama.
No, but it hasn't
Let's
started yet.
go!
Your new
Drama,
one
who are we going to?
No,
Where's
your
the
new one
popcorn? Let's
starts in December.
We need to talk to both those store owners.
No, but he starts in December. So tomorrow we can play at Cardboard Cafe.
I brought
sure
my
it's
Blitz
December?
and
That's
I brought
what
my
that's what the
CC. I'm
post
ready.
says. The
It's
post says
CC
starts
then. It's CC tomorrow.
at Ryan's.
Well, I'm going to need to ask if someone will go to
That's
the
another
other
problem.
store.
I've got no idea even what format.
we've
I'll
already
go
had
wherever.
No. It's CC. It was said that it was CC.
Well, I have both, so I'm good.
It is. Are you sure?
Paul doesn't trust
Who
me.
I
Can
don't
we
know.
just
No.
message
It's
this
not that I
person?
don't trust you, but the store.
Yes. No. Like Ryan at
This is what makes it
Cardboard
stressful being a
Cafe,
fab
Yeah.
player.
our friend.
That's a Castle Hill one, right?
Yeah, but he's like, it's literally like he opens at 2. Like, it's not a full time. It's great.
Yeah, I noticed their times are a bit weird, isn't
Well,
it?
because it's just
It's
him,
small.
no
Okay.
staff, nothing.
It's
Okay.
not a it's not a Jolt Games,
No.
Jackie. These are like little.
It's a one-man operation.
I don't know how you'd explain it. It's not a business.
I get it.
It's
Yeah.
not a business per se. It's
We
like
have a few.
I have a
stores like
pop-up
that.
store. My friends can hang out.
Yeah.
I can get product at cost, and
You
know.
like the store. We
It's
like
great.
going there.
It's great, but
the
it's
thing
not
is
a-
he usually hasn't planned what event. Like, okay, but here's back. It's looping. If we picked, he would love that. We're stubborn. We've been told, you guys tell me, I'll run whatever you want. And we're like, mate, you own the store. You tell us and tell us more than 24 hours in advance or we won't come because I don't have all my decks built all at once. But it's actually like, this is what I mean. Like, maybe it's not us, but maybe we need to find people in the community that are
Yep.
happy to take on that work.
Do it.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Well,
really.
no, but I'm the same. Because we have some aspiration of running a shop, which I don't think either of us may do in our lifetime, but I picture what I would do in a store, and it would be much closer to Grimdark. Grimdark is not asking if you want a 1K tournament. He organizes it. You find out when there's a fucking flyer and a belt made. Like, yeah, he'll show you teasers. He'll be like, should we do a trophy or a belt? But he's doing it. He's not asking permission. I was so jealous.
I wanted to go to that event so badly, and I couldn't make it.
He changed his armory from Blitz to CC.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then he realized that, look, he needs a balance. So he's gone back to alternating. But he makes decisions. You can't just ask the community, what do you guys want every week? Like, that's one thing. But then you're also going to complain when no one turns up. But it's like, buddy, you didn't even advertise the armory. No one knows you opened your doors. Like, it's not all the community. The shop has to... Yeah. Honestly, I think it's counterproductive. Like, I'm not trying to shit on... Like, rain on your parade. But
no, that's fine.
If you three are doing all the work, the stores aren't picking up their weight, in my opinion. Like, they should be printing banners. They should be going, Jackie, we want to run a special tournament. We're going to budget like $500. Should we do win a case? Should we do cash? Should we do store credit? Like, let's do this. Let's run a learn to play. Like, it shouldn't be all you deciding. The store should fucking know if it's ProQuest or Skirmish season or Road to National.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when they don't know, I'm like, you're just doing this because there's money in it. You have no care. Like, you like Magic, but you don't give a fuck about Flesh and Blood, but you do the armories because it's extra revenue. I don't like that. I don't want to support that. I want to go into a store where the owner is itching to play.
Well, that's the great part of that game. That the owner was so, like I said, he was so into it. The first few to just get it fired, he played with us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He smashed all of us for weeks. So, and he genuinely loved the game. It was just amazing. So, and
I just think there's a balance. I don't think the community should do everything.
No, I know.
And I 100% don't think the store should do everything because they're limited as well. Like, most of them don't have like a big marketing budget or something themselves.
Yeah.
And some of them don't have the time to teach every new player that walks in the door. Like, they have a shop to run. I get that.
Well, just a quick note as well. We're actually talking with Good Games to try to get a Battle Harden in Canberra. Because I think we do have the location to do a Battle Harden.
I'll come down for that.
Epic.
So I've heard definitely do in the US, this is something I told... Who did I tell recently? Actually, Lindsay at GamesCube. Because he just... they used to have... I mean, they used to run events with like 100 people in their store, but it ended up being full of stock and singles.
They used to run even more. They used to have like 130...
Yeah. But they've moved and they now have 4 levels.
ProQuest.
One is stock, one is retail, 2 are play. They could probably fit 60 to 80 people comfortably and probably pump it to 100 if they wanted to run a tournament. So he was like, how do I get big events? Like, I'm pretty sure, because it's been happening in the US, some of these companies that are like going 1K event, I think there was a $4,000 event. LSS bumped it into a Battle Hardened. Like, I think you can go to LSS. Look, I'll put up $4,000. I'm going to sell tickets for $50. I need but what helps is if they will send you the 8 playmats and a PTI and a gold foil. Suddenly, that's people will fly.
The Dark Lord, the Dark Lord, my good friend. If you want to get these big tournaments, start doing them now. Don't wait for LSS to give you a Battle Harden.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
I told him, you just make up an event because he used to.
But don't show. Don't propose LSS nothing. He's got the experience.
Sure, yeah.
Just do your own. Do 1 or 2 yourself. Then go to LSS and go, look at what I've been doing. Yeah. I'm going to run another one in 6 months' time. Can I get some support? And they'll meet you. They'll support you.
I think you can do either. Like, I don't think it's correct, run the event even if LSS says no. Correct, you run it anyway because you should just make it in a way where the ticket pricing covers the pricing.
Yep.
Any profit you make is people walking in for singles, drinks, dice. Like, get the retail. You don't need to profit big on the event, especially the first few.
And in my opinion, and I'll still say this, compliments where compliments due, probably Australia's best TO.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say that hands down. The best Magic GPs I ever went to was run by Top Deck Events. This is who we're talking about right now. The biggest in-store events, the best events that always started on time. They had they were the most affordable, just the slickest run events. Now you can put politics aside. Yes, Top Deck Events lost the contract with WotC to run the GPs in Southeast Asia, whatever. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, for Australia, he was the best TO.
Yeah.
Okay, hands
I'm
down.
happy he's even I'm happy to see him interested in doing big
Yeah.
events. But for Canberra, it's the same. I think the store needs to come up with a business plan themselves.
We were a bit late. We wanted
Yeah.
to do it with GammaCon at the same time. So it's
Right,
an
yeah.
Epic. And instead, they're still going to do an event. I think one day is draft or blitz, but the other one is classic constructed. So there's still going to be an event. It's just we wanted Battle Hardened, but it was a bit too late for that. But we're already in talks of trying to get a Battle Hardened in Canberra, for sure.
All right, Jackie. I want to talk about your other passion. Okay, Jackie has generously gifted yours truly, and if you're an avid fan, probably not many of you on here, of the Tall Timmy's channel, I have given Jackie shout outs on my channel.
You
That's
sure
right.
did. Thank
And
you for that.
They can't
we've
see
given
those.
okay. What about that?
There you go.
So Jackie hand makes
Put it in the middle of the camera.
playmat covers, playmat holders. These things are beautiful. If you've watched my channel, they're absolutely amazing. I don't know how you do it because I can't make anything to save my life. Dice bags, all that. So where did that start, Jackie? Have you always been artsy crafty, sewing?
No,
handing?
I sucked at it for.
So where did
so
this
funny.
come? Talk me through this.
COVID happened.
Yep.
I got very bored and I got a sewing machine and I decided so I made myself a playmat bag and brought it to Jolt. And the owner's like, wow, where did you get that? I'm like, oh, I made it. You should sell those. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, I would buy some. He literally bought so much off of me and selling them. And he said, if you can figure out how to make a dice tray, I'll sell dice trays. Said, challenges
So you're
accepted.
making dice trays as well?
Yep, make dice trays as well.
What do you make them out of? I haven't seen one.
Huh?
No, but I haven't seen yours. Have I?
No, I probably
Okay.
yeah,
No,
probably haven't
look,
seen them.
link. Is there a link?
Yeah,
people
so
can
what's
go
the
check it
name
out?
of your shop?
Tabletop gear.
Tabletop gear. Can we see that?
I'm not. I mean, I have a Facebook page. I'm
Yeah.
really. I've been spending too much time on my Fab channel, so I haven't been really posting much on that. But I do have an Etsy page.
So
have an
tabletop
idea for
gear.
you.
So you do dice bags, you do playmat holders, you do dice trays. What else do you do?
Oh, that's pretty much it. I make many different sizes of dice bags, and most of the people that purchase from me are D&D players, really. I do sell at the geek markets in Canberra, and that's where and the playmat bags, they don't sell because D&D communities have no idea what they are. Yeah.
I love these playmat bags.
I use
because
mine all the time.
The playmat bags are incredible quality. They're like double stitched. They have lining. They've got these amazing drawstrings on them that
I personally don't use the draw.
Really?
Like
Well,
I give the option. You can clip it on your bag. Or
and they've got these clips here. You can clip it on
I
your
use the
bag.
clip.
You can carry this around your shoulder. I don't know. It's quality. Like the way that
Especially
I'm
in
touching
like
this
a
now.
tournament when
it's
you
not
want to go
cheap.
minimalist. Like
Yeah.
and at a big tournament, it sucks to carry like a backpack with a plastic tube, everything like that.
And honestly, I purchased a plastic tube and it damaged my playmat.
I was gonna say that-
more.
Really?
Even carrying, you see people folding their playmat.
Because I have a very old Dash playmat that I absolutely love, and I bought a tube. And it wrecked it even more. I went back to my playmat bags.
Because the problem with tubes, if you put it rubber out, it doesn't go in and out. So you have to go art on the out.
Yeah, well,
Correct.
you have to put the art in the out as well.
But this is a softer. It's a softer.
It's nylon inside.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
will slide
I
in.
know a trick how to put the rubber in.
Okay.
You just, I'll show you. You have to basically make it smaller than.
I
And
should have brought a dice tray. They're pretty cool.
would you
they're
be
the
interested in
bestsellers.
making merch for?
They're your
other
best sellers,
content
are they?
Oh
creators?
yeah, the dice trays they're like hotcakes. It's crazy.
All the
They
KO
sell like
players need
crazy.
dice trays.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The German soldier travels with his
No,
dice
he
tray.
literally, like, you go sit at Gosford when he's playing KO, he just brings out a dice tray and puts dice
Our
in it.
last game at the Games Cap, the guy that won the playmat, that day, he was playing KO.
Should make merch
Who's playing
for...
He was playing KO. It
Tall
was pretty
Timmy's
fun.
going to launch a brand one day
Okay.
He hasn't
One day.
announced it
Next
yet,
year,
so
next year.
you should make merch for. What
Hey,
I was
I
going
would
to
be happy to
suggest
do
for
it.
Fab, if any of these products don't sell a lot in the Fab scene, it's probably because it's not Fab art. Like everyone seems to want stuff with like their little chibi prism on it or something. You need more generic. But if you like, if I wanted a Dory playmat holder,
I've been
like a custom
really
one.
looking for something that would look like something.
No, but
for
say if I
Dory
wanted a
and
custom
couldn't
one
find
and
it.
I had the art,
Yeah.
could you make it?
If I was selling it directly to you, yes, I can't.
No,
If
that's
it-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like for me, make me one.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm allowed to even give you flesh and blood art to make one custom piece for me.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
allowed to print one.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to make.
I just can't advertise it.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, if people want like a custom one and they hit you up and go, "This is the art I want." By the way, I'm not even trying to suggest flesh and blood art. I'm talking about people's
Well,
custom.
that one,
Because
that
people have
fabric
like,
right there, that was someone that literally messaged me through Etsy, said, "Can you make me one with that specific fabric?" I said, "Well, where did you get it?" And they sent me the link. I bought the roll, literally.
and just made stuff out of it. Because like I own some pieces of art. This playmat's one of them. The
It's really
female.
cool.
Yeah, but I could give you the art and you could make a.
That Last Supper one as a playmat bag.
Yeah.
I
No, but
love it.
I'd be open to that. Making
I would
a few.
make that for myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's channels, custom art and stuff. Like we're talking everyone, DMM Art, Red Zone Rogue, they all have like their own custom playmat art and stuff. Capolo has his
I would be happy to do it.
yeah, but it might be a thing for you to contact these guys and go, "Hey, do you want like whatever the minimum order is, go you need to order 10 or whatever." Why not?
Yeah.
Because I think that's more the fab scene, they like their like
They like their
specific
bling.
fab art.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might talk to you about some dice bags. 'Cause I'm trying to do some merch for the channel because I feel like playmats are not like everyone has a playmat. I thought this was great, but you know you need to find a wizard
I
player.
bought one. I love that.
Our
And I
turn.
brought it, and was it a skirmish? I brought it to a skirmish, and I think you said it nice. No, I said nice playmat. I'm like, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was surprised. Sasha, who used to work at LSS,
Yeah.
was my first order.
Really?
It's like, man, and I sent
Was
it,
it
and I'm
Nisa?
like, wait, Sasha. Like, buddy, if you asked me one, I would have sent you one. You're famous. He's like, nah, man, I'm a wizard player. This is
Yeah,
hilarious.
he's a
I'm like,
die-hard wizard player.
yeah, because it's a Kano mat. It's designed like the pitch zone is the size of the playmat. It goes all the way up. I should have made it more defined. We had two different arts. I wanted to show off. This is Mateus's art. He did a really good job.
It's
but
really
I might
nice.
get you to do some like this art on a playmat holder. It'd be so sick. Yeah. I own the art. That's what I'm trying to say. So all I have to do is really order some fabric that's printed with the art. Is that what you're saying, more or less?
And it's not cheap usually. That's the problem.
Everything's cheap at scale. It just
at
depends,
scale.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the future for Fab Workshop YouTube channel? Do you want to cycle through all the heroes and do learn to plays on every one?
Yep, every hero is going to be covered. So one I was going to work on, but I'm here in Sydney.
Sorry.
Is no, I'm here for work as well. So Bravo Showstopper is going to be the next one. But I'm starting to showcase the really good players that we have in Canberra as well, because I don't want the channel only be me. There's other they're really good players in Canberra. And so it's going to be Dan. That's I helped him write a bit of it, but he's going to be doing. Daniel's going to be doing that one. Next one will be Frank, actually. So he's a big chain player. I know he's a living legend, but we all know chain and blitz is ridiculous. So he's still very, very fun to play. So he's going to do one on chain as well. And I'll probably do my personal next one will probably be Dromai. I play a bit of Dromai as well. But yeah, I want to give other people time to shine because I play Fab, but I'm not good at it. Like, I'm not going to do one on Lexi. I suck at Lexi so much. So, and I suck at Warrior and Wizard. Warrior and Wizard, that's why I picked up Sasha's list because I want to learn Warrior
The
and
Emperor is
Wizard.
cool.
It's
His
crazy
list is really
good.
cool. Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually, I brought it with me, actually. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's
the
actually
Emperor?
really, it's good.
Does it have the Cold 4 Command and Conquers in it?
No.
I think you can't play Emperor without that card.
I'm sorry, I don't.
It has to
have
be
that.
Marvel Emperor and Command and Conquer.
No, I don't have that, but I saw that you have 3.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any.
I feel like
sadly.
I'm just going to need to own 3 because
It's sick.
like it's
so good.
it's also arguably the strongest card in Flesh and Blood. You know what I mean?
Do you have your twinning blades now? You have to show me. I never seen one for real.
Oh, really?
No.
My whole gold foil.
Oh my god.
And white borders.
It's my
in the same
favorite
deck.
art of that
It throws
set.
people off. You go white border Iron Song response, and then you go Twinning Blade full art. They're like, why is there a 10-cent card?
I love that.
So good.
I love that. That's so good.
Newson was like getting triggered. He's like, man, I've got all those
Newson,
foils. I'm like,
that guy.
I do too, Newson. I don't care.
I used to do that in Magic. I'd play not every land, but I'd have lands from, say, 5 different sets.
Oh, I would bling the lands.
So I'd have a crusty old white bordered island, and then I'd have a Mirage Island, then I'd have a Zendikar one, and then I'd just and people would play against me. They get so tilted. I'd be playing out all these different colors.
Especially the way you tree your cards. And he tells me with Fab. His deck is the only one with an M shape. It's like
because you saw me riffle shuffle, didn't you, at Nats? And you're like, Paul, please don't riffle shuffle my deck like that.
Please
I said, no, I won't, Jackie. Don't worry.
I say that to people
because I'm just like,
like the advantage of doing what Paul does is if you get checked, it's like you can't cut to any card. Like they're all the same warped shape.
No, I'll riffle shuffle double sleeve cards.
And I thought about you. Not that long ago, when we finished our armory, we decided to do a ultimate pit fight just for fun, and Frank had Yorick with him, and he was so proud. Let's go! Shuffle up! And we had a tower of cards in front of us, but I was playing Emperor. I was like...
Yeah, it's not gonna.
And I have all these E-strikes and all these Command and Conquer, and I saw one of the guys he picked up one of my sleeves and he was holding it, like bending him, and I saw it was an E-strike. Like, can you not bend my card?
That etiquette stuff is
I
quite.
wasn't doing it on purpose or anything. It wasn't Frank.
Look, it's like when you loan a book to someone, and they
wasn't him,
and they start like. You know, people with books, they fold the page when they turn it, but it's like your book. Now, I don't care what you do, because you've never touched my deck and I felt uncomfortable. You know
I'm respectful of other people's decks.
But I think it's a big thing.
He is.
I'm rough with my own deck.
To bend someone else's card. Like, Arachne's a thing now. It's quite rude to fucking grab the top of my deck.
We just show.
No, I know, but it's like
show it to the person.
People should be aware that it doesn't matter. The rule says look at my deck. My deck is probably $7,000. Don't fucking touch it. Also, I loan those cards out, but if you're a grub, don't touch it. And if you didn't ask, don't touch it. Do you know what I mean?
You're kind of
I've loaned my deck.
I think I'm a bit much sometimes.
I've loaned my
bad.
deck with gold foils to people. I literally had a recent armory. I gave someone my entire Kasai deck with gold foils.
Oh, I need to talk to you about Kasai.
You know
Royal Kasai, right?
It's fun.
This is the way it is, Jackie. It's better to be upfront.
Yes.
Explain things that, might annoy you.
Yeah.
And then even if you think you're a bit too much, it's fine. Okay. Maybe they think it's slightly off-putting, but no big deal. Then you not say anything. It bottles up. And then they do, and you just, go ham at them because you've been bottling it up.
We've talked
That's
about
way
this.
worse.
So
you're better off just letting it out.
Yeah.
One thing I haven't been doing, but I haven't been to a major event in a while where I was playing with friends, like a local ProQuest. But I've said this before, especially coming from non-card games. I think it's just easy to sit down and go immediately, look, no takebacks. Because I've had a very known player in our scene at a top 8 of a ProQuest miss a tunic and just assume and put it back on. And I go, whoa, man. And it caused a bit of a problem because I was like, I don't want to be an arsehole. I see you every fucking week, but that's not cool. You didn't even ask, you put it on. Do you know, you clearly missed it. You'd already made an action.
He didn't say anything?
Oh, he played the action.
Because that happens. Some people say, I forgot my tunic triggers.
No, but this is the top 8 of a ProQuest, and he played an action, and then he went, oh, by the way, in tunic, and I go, whoa, no. But the reason I say it is that's avoidable if you sit down and go, hey, because you're friends, you go, no takebacks. Let's agree now, no takebacks for either. Because then the discussion doesn't have to be had.
Me and Paul definitely did not do that.
It depends. For me, it's the mood. Okay, so it's funny.
I took that game very easygoing.
Yeah, when I'm with someone who I consider a friend of mine, and the environment, the relaxing, and
It was a good game.
Yeah, good
It was actually
game.
pretty good.
And I both know that things are going to be reciprocated, and I don't mind. Jackie doesn't mind. No big deal. But if I don't know the person, and, you know, even at Worlds, like I had a couple of people miss a few. Can you believe it? I'm at Worlds and people are missing triggers.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
it
they'll
will
look,
happen.
And they'll look at me and they won't even have to ask, but I'll just give them those eyes like, don't ask, you know. And they know not to ask, you know, like you just look at them
Depends
like,
on the scene, yeah.
you know, so it just depends on the game.
No, but I think that's the issue. The whole debate around even like conceding, right? The social pressure of us being friends, don't spoil my fun with it. I want to be your friend out there. Like I do jiu-jitsu. I know I bring it up all the time. But when we're rolling, I'm trying to kill you. Like I also actually, the more friendly we are, like with my brother, I go hard because I trust him and I respect him. I know he's not going to snap my elbow. But in Fab, it's like, you're only asking because we're friends. Don't do that. It's actually the other way. If you wouldn't ask a stranger, I don't want you to ask me. Like because I want to banter. I actually banter a lot with strangers because I want to bring the level of stress down.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but and I think when I
I'm not talking, by the way, I'm not talking about your scenario.
No,
yeah.
but like me, I think I was very nice because I explained a trigger that was
I never asked
happen.
for it. You
no,
just
it just
gave
happened.
it to me. Yeah, Jackie just gave me
and when
it.
I told someone, it's like, why the hell did you do that? I was like, I don't know.
I've done the
That's
same.
why. That's why if someone like I don't ask for takebacks, right? I don't. Even in that game, I didn't.
I knew that you were new at that deck also.
Yeah, Jackie just
and
offered it. She's just like,
like,
no.
you know
By
that
the way, for
this-
those listening who don't know, he had a quicken,
Yes.
but then played a non-attack action and made the second non-attack action to
Yeah.
make a lightning token, whatever it's
yeah,
called.
correct.
Embodiment of lightning. So obviously,
They would break
what he
it.
They
should
would've
have
braked
done
at the
is
same
use
time.
the quicken.
Yeah.
So and then make that's what it was. That she was explaining that they
but
don't
then,
stack.
But then because you know you offered that, and I took you up on that offer.
You had a ridiculous turn.
But then the same thing.
double go again
But then
for
the same
free? Yeah.
thing,
It's
like
crazy.
when there was I forget exactly. I think it was a defense thing where you misblocked or did something and you quickly
No,
changed it.
I forgot to boost.
Yeah, that's right, or
I
something.
said, oh, by the way, I'm boosting.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
that change anything for you?
And something, and I'm just like, I don't even care. Like if someone, basically what I'm saying, if someone offers a take back for me, and I don't, well, I never ask anyway, but if they offer it and then they do something that they want to take back for, I'll never challenge it.
Yeah, but
Ever.
think about that.
Ever. Like I'll just
I
be
mean,
like,
I
sure.
still had the window I could boost.
Yeah.
I just,
Take back.
I did it.
A bit
It took a
late.
while,
Yeah.
You know.
and I told him, if I'm boosting, is it changing your block?
Yeah.
Well, and
No,
that's why
look, I
asked.
think even if you ask the judge, that might be in the grey area because
Yeah, it
you hadn't
would be.
declared blocks or anything. So you're still it's like we have a player, Brent, we're watching him at a finals in a Pro Quest, and he would. So it's his turn. He has a tunic. He'd missed a couple of tunic triggers, so we were very on edge because we wanted. He's on Reinar winning a Pro Quest, like where he came second in the end.
And no one was winning anything with Reiner back then.
No, he was beating Starvo.
This was back in
Whoa,
that matter.
okay.
Yeah.
Like he beat Nick Butcher on Starvo. Anyway, shout out Nick Butcher. So, reigning Australian champ Nick Butcher got smashed by Starvo by Reiner at ProQuest. What I'm trying to say is he would wait and be looking at his cards for way too long before doing the tunic. But he's clearly but he hadn't done anything yet. But his memory is before he does his first action, he does the tunic, not like at the start of turn. But I think if you ask the judge would go, well, that is the first thing you do on the turn is going to be start of turn triggers. If you did, that's the first thing you did. You haven't missed any.
Yeah, like
window.
he'll look at his cards for a minute,
And
not
then
do
do
anything,
tunic,
and then do
and then
tunic
play.
and then play.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm saying. It's fine. Which is probably the boost thing too. Is if you technically
Because technically, I
the
usually
gap between
boost.
you because you
Yeah.
play and then boost. It's a
Yeah.
cost, right? It's an additional cost to play. So you have to declare the play. There's a window for them to play instants. Technically,
Well, it's not, and I don't have to boost.
that's what I'm saying. If you're going to boost, it has to be before you pass priority to them, right? Theoretically. Which
Yeah,
no
true.
one really does. No
Yeah.
one verbally passes priority.
But
after
this never happened. I just had
Yeah.
I had a I don't know why I
Well,
didn't
look,
declare
at a
that
high
as
level,
boost.
when Matthew Folks does it on stream, where his friend gives him a take back and then he didn't reciprocate, people call him dirty. No, but I'm serious. I look at that and go, wait a second, you are under no obligation.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to consent to that. If you don't consent, he's completely within his rights in the game, whether he's an asshole for it or not. You shouldn't give him that's why I say the discussion should happen at the start, because you two are friends and you didn't have that discussion, and what happens. Fine.
I did that and I'm sure, and shout out Brandon Champion. I love this guy so much.
Yes.
I played against him in Campbelltown. It was it a Road to Nats? I think so. And he wanted to do a take back, and I said, nah. Yeah. And I felt bad so long after that. And when we were against each other at Road to Nats and draft, and God bless his soul, we were both falling asleep. He was my last matchup in draft. That time. At Nats. We were like falling asleep. You know how it was. And I told yeah, you know how it was. And I told him I feel so bad about what I did, because I don't do that usually, and he's such a nice guy. And so shout out Brandon.
I nearly this might be unpopular, but supposedly that's why people like me, is my opinions.
Just give it to us.
I would like TOs to say that in a tournament. Like, guys, we're taking this seriously. Don't ask for takebacks. Don't ask for concessions. Play the game through. Like, if someone wants to run a tournament like that, I'm all for it.
Well, that's meant to be assumed knowledge when the head judge says we're running this event at competitive rules enforcement. When you hear that,
there are no takebacks.
You're meant to then understand.
Because if you call a judge, the judge says no takebacks.
Right?
Even if both agree, the judge in a professional event is not supposed to allow reverses. Like, it's everything that happens. Any reason you're reversing is if that's the only way to fix, like, someone, like drew an extra card or something, they might need to go back. But that's what I'm trying to say. I think if it's in the rules, for sure, the head judge should say that explicitly. Like, guys, we're playing professional. That means no takebacks. No phones on the table. Like, go through it. Like, listen, every time I've been to some of these events, there's fucking 15 minutes of the shop owner just rabbling on about the community and giveaways and raffle. And
really?
Sometimes they don't say anything, though.
Most of them say something.
Okay.
But I'm saying, if you got time to do that, definitely you can say, guys.
Every event I've been to.
Look, every boxing match, they go, fight fair, listen to my instructions. Yeah, it's because now that it's been said, you have no fucking reason to go, yeah, but I haven't heard that. You know what I mean? Like, if there's no takebacks in the rules, just say it.
Fair, yeah.
Because the whole point is you're not supposed to feel like an asshole or pressured to say yes, because it's still your event. You spent money. It's your time. You've dedicated time to hone your skills. If you don't miss a tunic trigger ever, and on average...
That's why I played
no
hero with a tunic. Like, I would forget all the time.
Yeah, but if people, especially with Talishar now, let's say 12.5% of tunic triggers are forgotten, and you're at 100% rate, it's the whole point. You're a slightly better player than most people. Do you, like, that's an edge you have. Why are you giving the edge away because of social pressure? So you can either be an asshole, but that itself shouldn't be all on you. Like, it should be on everyone. Let's not ask. Let's not ask and make people feel like assholes is what I'm trying to say. Because I'm the same. If I want to give you a take back, I'm like you. I won't wait for you to ask. I've done this, especially in armories. I go, buddy, you missed Ash. Oh, shit, can I? I'm like, yeah, I'm telling you to put it on because, like, I'm about to go glistening twinning into your face. I don't want you to feel like you lost because...
armories, I always offer take back, especially new players. I always tell them to take it back. Yeah.
Especially if I notice something you missed.
Oh, well, sometimes... me and my husband were very different players. He's so gentle with the new players. He's really amazing with the new players. I'm rough sometimes.
That's how you learn. That's how they learn.
Tough love is not the worst.
And sometimes I'm very serious and says, you always look grumpy when you're playing against me. I'm like, I'm just because you're playing something I actually don't know, and I'm asking a million questions like, why are you putting that there? What is that doing? Can you explain what that? And they're like, oh my God, like, what is going on with her? I'm like, I want to understand what you're playing.
One last jiu-jitsu example for you, but it does help.
Yep.
Jiu-jitsu is a very hard skill to learn. And one of the biggest hurdles to learn it is you'll roll with someone new, and like it's fighting, but the difference between like someone who's never grappled and someone that has grappled for 6 months is literally night and day. But people will stop mid-grapple to explain things, and it's actually not the best time to do it because You want them to actually suffer for 5 minutes, which is how long the fight is. No, but they need to learn the endurance of it.
Sure.
That's actually what you're learning at the start is the endurance. And new players in Fab need to learn to lose well. Like if they get tilted every loss, they're not going to have fun playing Fab. Like they need to accept losses. I don't do that anymore. I don't explain mid-game anymore. And I'll tell people, like I'll go, don't worry. Like I'll even to say, remember this, like how you blocked, remind me to explain it later. Then I play the game through. Then at the end I go, all right, let's go back. Remember how I said? And they will actually remember it better. But you remember better with the consequence than mid-game. No consequence is not the best way to learn. So in jiu-jitsu, I want you to feel what a choke feels like. And then later I'm going to explain that you let me choke you because you rolled the wrong way.
Oh, no. If it's the other way around, I do that. I'm the one asking the play because Azalea, I have no freaking idea what she does. And well, I do now. But I ask questions like, okay, why are you doing this and taking it there and putting it? And like, I just ask a million questions.
Sure.
I look very serious. It's like, I'm a new player. And why is she like, I'm sorry, man. It's just like you're new, but you're still playing something I have no idea.
No, I will always answer questions. I'm talking about volunteering.
Oh, yeah. No.
But be careful doing that
agree
mid-game. Let the game play out. Let them lose. But then make their time worth it by going, hey, like especially in Tadori, I wait till the end of the game because it's very tricky to try and explain how to block correctly Tadori mid-game to a new player. They're going to lose anyway. The loss happened when they wrote Dory down on a piece of paper and went, this hero mechanic sounds cool. Every new player lost in Tadori because it's poker and it's very hard.
It's like mini games.
If you don't know any of my cards, you don't have a chance in Tadori unless you get very lucky. But I'm going to explain later, either full block or don't block. Like you can explain that concept, but you can explain it at the end when they lost to it and they go, and you're like, yeah.
Perfect example. Very recently I was playing against a very new player and she decided to pick up Dory. And I was playing Dash. And I was noticing she and her name is Crystal. She's very lovely. She wasn't blocking enough. And I know the card she was playing is like, she can deck me out. And I said, okay, we'll play the game. And then I told her after, I was like, you need to deck me out completely. And you'll notice I'll have no cards at the end and you'll have all the cards. Just block, and you'll win against me. It's just knowing.
It's just sometimes hard to explain mid-game because they're already bombarded with information and decisions they have to make. Adding in, you're doing that wrong doesn't always help.
Yeah. No.
If they ask you questions, 100%. Like I'll play open-handed if you ask.
Yeah.
If I see you just took out a pre-con out of your box, I'll usually put my equipment off the board. Like I'm not going to play into your weak pre-con with my fucking gold foils. Like, because you're not going to win if I have 8 block and you have none. It's just not going to happen. So I just put them away. People disagree with this. I'm like,
no.
By the way, but really people. Good. So I had this argument with Ethan Vincent, love the guy, about Clash Commoner. I'm like, it's as easy as put your ego at the door, sit in front of a new player, swap decks with him. Give him your tunic. You play with the shitty, whatever it is, common that you destroy for 1. You should be able to win, but let them feel the power level deck. But Clash, I'm like, no. The game costs money, but if they don't have money and you don't want them to lose harshly, agree that your equipment's, like, just take your Mask of Momentum off if you're playing Ira. You should still be able to win because you know how to play. But without, like, Ira, without Mask of Momentum is 15% weaker at least. Take away Snappies on Ira, take away Tunic. Like, come on. Now you have to just play Ira Welcome deck with some Majestics.
Yeah.
You don't need Clash or Commoner to do that. When a new player comes in, don't invite them to a shit armory that they're never going to win any prizes playing. Like, the problem with Commoner and Clash and UPF for the same reason is if people are coming in wanting to play competitively, wanting to maybe win a gold for, they saw the banner saying 100,000 or 1 million US, you're not going to do them favors by telling them Commoner armor, right? That's my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the easy fix is if you sit in front of that player and they go Bolton, no sleeves, they just picked it up at the counter, put your equipment away. It's not that hard. Just it's hard, but like put it away. You don't need it to win. It'll drag out the game. Your combos are less impactful. But also if you're really feeling like you want to impact the community, go give me that deck here, play this. Because you also know how to pilot your deck. You can go, oh no, buddy, that's a 1-cost blue on Ira. Like it's not, you can't swing Kodachis. Pitch some.
You're
like,
literally sounding my husband does that. I said, okay, you're playing that. Play with my equipment instead.
Yeah. Or give him the tunic. That's all I do at Armories. That's why I've seen they love me, but I'm actually selfishly doing it. I don't want you to leave because I want you to buy more product and I want my collection to go up in value. And the only way that's going to happen is if you sell your Magic collection and buy more fab. It's true. Every time, like I give away legendaries, people think I'm so... And it's like, no, dude, like Farron...
No, Fluke gave away a legend. Like the two guys that came from Bakersfield to the Worlds. Mm-hmm. One of them bought one of the original pre-con Dory decks.
Okay, yeah.
He bought that in a box, but never played a game, and that was like 9-10 months ago. Came with it and said, "Okay, this looks amazing here. I want to like make this Dory thing into a deck." And so we went to Min-Max. They hooked him up. And then John's just like, here, have the Skull Cup. Just gave him a Skull Cup.
And that's the thing people don't know. Like, John is actually really generous. Just FYI, if people don't know that, like, and I believe you.
But what I'm saying,
I know you would do that.
Yeah. I'm in the... You guys see how much I open.
Yeah.
I have like 40 Skull Cups for a real. I've opened them. I opened way too much Everfest. They don't sell.
But you don't have to do it, but you still do.
But I'm being realistic. They don't sell. Like, try and sell a Nun-4 Skulker. I'm going to get $40-$50. Like, I'd rather a new player has it. Now they don't need a legendary helmet in any deck they play.
Yep.
It's also, you don't have to be generous with money. You need to be generous with time and teach someone.
But that's what I mean.
The best way to do it is just swap the decks. Swap them. And then you don't need Clash or Commoner. Then every new player will feel like a god when they come in.
That's calling it out for Clash.
But
they want to play Clash.
Yeah,
but now this person, because, big shout out Parking Lot, MTG, Cardboard Crack House, the best Magic the Gathering
all the
podcast.
shout outs today.
So, if you
never heard of
if you inclined that way, most people haven't. You think I'm an acquired taste, they really are an acquired taste.
Is that a compliment or a dig? I don't know.
Hey, listen to them and make up your own
now
mind.
I want to listen to
You need to listen to
What
them.
are they called?
MTG Cardboard Crack House.
I mean,
Crack House.
Yeah.
I get it.
They're wild.
Cardboard Crack.
They are wild. Anyway, now, Parking Lot might go back to Bakersfield with his little hot Dory deck, and boom! Because he gave him that skull cap, that might be the ignition, the catalyst of igniting the Bakersfield fab community.
Hey, maybe.
See, all it takes is that one little gesture, that one little sitting down, teaching someone how to play a deck, giving someone a play mat, a skull cap, and then before you know it, they're pumped. They go back to their LGSs. Everyone's getting on the fab train, and then it's better for everyone. Because, like I always say too, Timmy's make the game.
Yep. You need the casuals, and you need you need 1,000 casuals to get one Michael Hamilton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's never going to be your shop full of Michael Hamiltons, and you don't want to. Trust me, it's not. You don't want the top players in the world at your store all the time.
We call it the fun police back home. Oh, fun police is gonna be in tonight.
Look, our audience on Funda is like growing. Something I've iterated 1 million times on my own channel when it was a lot smaller. You want your community to grow? Don't fucking win the playmat. If you win the armory, win the playmat.
That's why
someone
I love
came
it.
in and didn't play on a playmat. Go, do you have a fab playmat with the zones? No, here.
Well, that's what we do. Literally, if we win, it's not the winner that wins the playmat. It's
like a lucky door thing.
It's a lucky door. But if it's someone that if we see someone that doesn't have one, hey, here you go. We pass them around.
Don't get me wrong, guys. Like, if you really
want the playmat,
you really wanted the I got the lanterns one recently. It's gorgeous, right?
It's gorgeous.
If you're like, it's a Dromai playmat and Dromai's new and it's the only Dromai playmat, give them one of your other ones. Like, say, listen, next week, come and I'll bring you a playmat. Especially if you got one for their hero that you don't care much about. Like, funny stories. I did this with his friend Brent, who's now like god tier Rhinar gamer. He only got into Rhinar because I gave him an Alpha Rampage playmat. Do you know why I gave him an Alpha Rampage playmat? I didn't know that they were expensive. Second, I told you I bought a crap load of Armory promos I shouldn't have been able to buy.
It is an expensive
They were
playmat.
my least favorite playmats. I don't like the art. I had no
I've
intention
never been
of...
a brute
No, but
art
this is my
fan.
point. I didn't give him my beautiful glint one. I gave him the ugly Reiner one, and he's like embodies Reiner. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't be selfish. You need to play the game for yourself.
You're making a good point.
Yeah.
Basically, the interactions that you have with a new player can be
everything.
Everything. Impactful. Why did I get on the Bolton train for so long? Because when I messaged Hayden out of the blue, and mind you, I had no idea who Hayden was. I just saw him on the Flesh
Hayden?
and Blood.
Who?
I did
Hayden
know.
who?
I
Did
did
you
know.
say that?
I looked at the Flesh and Blood Sydney Facebook page,
And his name was
and
there.
his name was there. He'd made a couple of posts. I literally had no idea about the bloke. I just cold message him and say, "Hey, I'm getting into this game. You know, there's a couple of pre-con decks, these Blitz pre-con decks.
Yep.
Which hero do you think is good for a new player?" He said to me, "Go Bolton or Prism." I looked at both of them and go, I think I'll go Bolton. So that's what I mean. Like his little interaction I had with him literally like set me on this Bolton bloody trajectory, and it was all because of that. So your interactions, especially with new people, mean everything. Whether it's sleeves, a playmat, a piece of equipment, you know, a blitz deck, it can literally send them on a course.
The very simple thing which everyone in the community can do. If you're sitting down and they pull out Bolton, and you've got some old warrior promo in your trade binder that no one fucking wants because it's worth nothing, give them that.
Give it to them.
Give them that Iron Song response full art. To you, it's worth nothing, but they know they're not going to win one for a long time. Like they know they're not going to get that place. Do you know what I mean? Like those cold foil auras. Like imagine being a new player and seeing those cold foil auras that and everyone's grinding to get them. They want to place it. You know what I mean? You give one to someone, like it's
so cool.
What I'm saying is you don't have to like give them a skull cap. That's not the point of the story.
No, that's what we're making.
There's much smaller and
Well, like
again
the armory
putting
prizes.
away,
whatever you
Pass
do,
them
could be a
around.
text
Listen,
message.
it's
Hayden
putting-
just sent me a message and it was so
it's
impactful.
putting your armor away. It's
Yeah.
starting your life on 15 because you're handicapping yourself. Like I think it's
I haven't
very
thought about that one.
But this is I think way more vital than like. Let me explain why. We were at not Jersey. They had a commoner event. Fino Black played No Bands Briar. He told me before the event, he goes, "That law book's mine." I go, "How?" He goes, "Briar in commoner is unbeatable."
It's just crazy.
No, it's unbeatable. Like you said,
I
we've
know.
tested. It's unbeatable. That's why commoner doesn't make sense to me. It's like
Well, they're banned now.
but any
Commoner.
like to me, what's the point of competitive? What's the point of a format that's supposed to get the barrier of entry lower for new players? If all the good players know how to spike it, defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose of getting new players in. If it's a cost-saving thing, I'm not arguing with that. Like if it's purely the decks are cheaper, but I'm saying it's better. Like if I go to a commoner armory and you started playing yesterday, there's a good chance you lose anyway. While if I reduce my life or take my equipment or swap decks with you, like you know this, I carry around sleeved up Ira Welcome decks in my bag, and now I carry around Classic Battle sleeved up in my bag. If you're that new, like new, you want to learn the game, we're both putting our decks away. We're playing those decks because they're designed as a learning tool. Even Bolton feels like you need to know a little bit more about the game before you touch that first. Like Ira's easier to play first than Bolton for sure.
Hey, I was happy Hayden told me Bolton. I had no complaints.
No, but also
Hey, there's a lot of Bolton
you have
lovers
some
back
card game.
back in
You have
Canberra as
some
well.
card game knowledge going in, which helps.
Yeah.
I had none, and Bolton did not feel good to learn on for me. I also didn't have someone show me. Look, either way, that's how you grow the community. I think is the little stuff. It's not.
I think Commoner why it was very popular back in Canberra is because the good players wanted to play jank. And they just played whatever they wanted.
Mean,
and it was
fun.
very, very
Bit
fun.
of a respite.
Yeah.
Something different.
So those that, because we moved it out of our main hub, we moved it to another store. And some were a bit bummed about that because they can't go to the other one. So there's some people that really, and really good competitors that really just love to play meme decks.
Yeah.
And
Look, I feel I'm just fun aside. I definitely don't want to control anyone's fun. Play UPF, play Commoner, play. I will never play a game with Yorick in it. But that's me. That's
It
not
was
fun
hilarious,
to me. You know,
though.
it's just not fun to me. I do not want to see my full art twinning blades in your deck. Like no. Like I'll let you borrow my deck, but I'm assuming you're being respectful. I'm just never going to play Yorick. I'm talking about the barrier of entry for new players. I think commoner that type of thing is it dilutes the player pool because then you end up with a little group. Competitive players that want to play jank is completely fine. Like if our group decided, because our group did, they went on a camping trip, they played commoner because what they didn't want to do is take all their really nice cards out
Makes
to
sense.
the wild, you know what I mean?
They had a great time.
Yeah.
Which is, that's different. I'm talking about if your community building tool is a non-competitive format in a competitive game, that's a slippery slope. You can make...
I do agree with you with
You
that
can
one.
make the competitive format less competitive in that instance for the new player. You can play open-handed, for instance. Go, no, I'll show you my cards so you can make the right decision. You can do all that. You can do plenty.
I agree with you because I became a way better player when I played CC. That's how I learned the game.
Yep.
Is playing classic construction.
Oh, you learn how to play Blitz much better after you play CC.
Oh, yeah.
Even deck building, you realize I need like a mini sideboard. Like you can't just go all aggressive cards in Blitz. If you have no D reacts, you're really rolling the dice, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you are. I keep doing it with Dory because I forget. And it's always like you need a couple of shunts in there because at some point in a Blitz armory, you'll face something where you go, man, I wish I had a shunt just to... You can't. You have to have a mini... You have to have a plan for a lot of decks. With CC, you're forced because you have a sideboard. Blitz, you just realize, oh, maybe I should block more. The game doesn't have to be over so quick. Like,
So what's the plan for next year? For Fab Workshop, for YouTube, for Jackie, Flesh and Blood Canberra? What's the goals? What's the plan?
Well, right now, my plan is practice. I want to go for that Pro Quest.
So aspirations, Pro Tour?
I would like to.
Awesome.
The problem was timing as well. I couldn't go because of work. I know that I was literally in the Gold Coast at the same time for work.
Yep.
So I couldn't go.
Can you let us know what hero you'll be playing in the Pro Quest season, or is that well under wraps?
I don't know.
Dash.
I might. She's
Dash
really
got
good
a
right
lot
now.
stronger, yeah.
She's very good right now. But I've been really enjoying Dromai as well. So, and she's very powerful and
I'm hearing whispers about Dromai that there's
a
some
dark
new
horse.
decks. No, there's some new builds.
Oh yeah.
For the new season. It's not even dynasty cards. It's just I don't think a lot of the real big brains had time to get Dromai because she's.
I have no dynasty cards in my Dromai.
Yeah. I don't think it's a dynasty. I think the meta's a little bit different. And Dromai, I don't want to say it's solved, but I don't think you're going to know what the Dromai's playing. Like when you sit in front of a Dromai, you're not going to see the same deck 10 times in the room. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're
There's
very
a few different ones.
Yeah, and I've heard this from a lot of good players. Even Matthew Faulkner in at
UK,
Worlds, we sat down and had a match. Like his deck is not what I was expecting. Like even people's opinions on which dragons are good is actually different. Even they're both world-class players. Even the devs, not everyone agrees, which is...
That's what I love about Flesh and Blood. There's no bloody consensus on anything. It's very hard to find a consensus.
And people think they got the best build, and then Michael Hamilton puts in a few.
My favorite dragons are the very cheap ones.
That's like one of the most...
For later.
That's one of my most appealing things about Fab is like there's not a lot of groupthink. There's a little bit, but not a lot. Nothing like Magic, you know.
Yeah.
Magic, like one person would say this is the truth, and 10,000 disciples would go, "This is the truth. This is the light. You must do it this way." Like that's not like that in Fab. Like Fab
there is definitely some of that,
but
it's
nothing like Magic.
No, but
bro.
especially when you
Nothing.
go to these big events, you start realizing, like, people thought like who top eights, what countries are represented in top eight. I love that you most of the time don't recognize the day two players. Like you see familiar names, and then you have no idea who most of the pool is. Like no YouTube channels, no calling wins, no national wins, but they're playing their deck and playing it well, but potentially people just aren't. Like
look at this. Like Hayden Dale, one of the most revered, Rhinar players, basically, has been playing that deck since day one. He had the guy that won the calling in Worlds on his channel. Shit, his name escapes me. He's from America.
Yeah.
Great guy. One of their best videos. If you want to see an amazing deck tech, look at that Arsenal pass where they interviewed that gentleman that won the calling in San Jose on Rhino.
Yeah, Rhino.
His deck is like so contrary.
It's not what Hayden would have built.
It's so contrary to Hayden.
Not.
And Hayden went through it, and Hayden was just getting blown away. Hayden's just like, wow, why did you do that? And he's like, because of this. And Hayden's like, holy shit, I didn't think of that. You know, like, he was just blowing his mind.
Yeah.
Like,
give you an example, Nick Butcher, who's probably one of the best deck builders in FAP. Also one of the best pilots, but he's very, very awesome. He builds all his own decks. This is not someone that, it's all him.
Yeah.
I made 2 videos about Dory, one on Dice Commando, one on my own channel.
I really would need to watch these.
that's good. That Dice Commando one's very good. I watched it today.
And
awesome. Big shout out, Andrew.
So Nick messages me, which, by the way, Nick, I didn't realize he fucking watched that content.
He watches everything.
Yeah.
He watches
Does he?
everything.
He's like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
He's like, hey, John, because we got a private chat with him because we're doing some streaming stuff we're working on, which we'll announce soon. And he goes, hey, John, that aura is actually really good. I go, is it? Because I said the aura shit from Dynasty. Said the other cards are good, but aura, crap. Maybe not a Dory Dawnblade card. Maybe it's a Bolton setup card. Who knows? And he goes, no, it's really good. So I made a deck and I put it in. It's very good, Nick. Like, me, Phil, we're like, look at it first glance. And that's what you find with every new set. It comes out. People go, crap. People about the Everfest potions, crap. Then you got these wizards at Pro Tour 1 going Potion of Deja Vu and just slapping people with AB5 down to 0. Because Deja Vu just lets you actually pitch stack, but instead of waiting 6-7 cycles to get it, just puts it on top so you can kill him. Like, sometimes it's as simple as putting, you already know you've opted and there's 2 reds in a row, so you pitch 4 blues and put them on top so you know your next hand is 4 blues so you can get the reds. And do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But people were saying all the potions were crap.
No,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Not all crap.
No, but when when the spoilers came, they're like crap, and then clearly
there's some I was very excited about.
Well, Deja Vu, Potion of Luck is very good.
Luck, yeah.
Is it Luck that? Yeah, Luck
Talisman
is the one that just works off
as well. It's not bad.
With seismic surges on Valda, like that's a whole build. Is drawing cards, making seismic. Anyway, I think there's always that is. And as the game gets wider, see, the game used to be more vertical. Like you had this warrior, like the warrior cards were very, this is how many you have. Now it's like I run Wounded Bull in my warrior deck. Do you know what I mean? I can. Like people were running E-Strike in warrior decks for a long time.
Yeah.
But you can actually sit down, flip over hero cards, and then everything past that point is a surprise, in fact. Like,
yeah,
that's
like
great.
in Nats, I played against Briar 3 times.
different decks.
Different. All 4 of us were running
Mate,
different
at Nats
Briar
we
decks,
played
and we had
against-
different ways of thinking about how to play the deck.
Remember the Pummel
was
Icelander
amazing.
that we both beat? But like, man, he was that
Casanova.
was scary. That was scary.
Oh no, that was my first game.
Casanova?
Yeah, he's great. Big
It's like,
shout out.
What is going on, mate?
Yeah.
What's with,
I was sitting next to Nick Butcher, and he saw him pummel me on the first turn. I looked at Nick to my left. I'm like, what the fuck? And Nick looks at me and laughs. He's just like, and he just starts laughing.
Well, I have a story for you about something like that. So the calling, the team calling, we had so I was on Dash, my husband was on Oldham, and our friend Fluke, so Andrew Fluke, he was on Icelander. He has the best damn poker face. He didn't lose a match.
Wow.
All the matches that he played, he won. So he played Icelander. He had a Frostbite token. And he's like, he's setting up. He's sliding that Frostbite token like right there. So people were setting up their equipment. And all of a sudden, he's got nothing that plays with the Frostbite. He doesn't do any Frostbite. They were like, what the fuck is going on? It's like,
I like that.
His,
See that we had a last
like
chance
amazing.
qualifier
He's amazing.
at the original,
like
the
that
first
cheeky.
Nats.
And he loves your content, by the way. As
Big shout out, Fluke. The real Fluke.
That's not fair.
The real Fluke.
We had the last chance qualifier for the original Nats last year. And the guy that took out the last chance qualifier was on a Kano that did no arcane.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No. Listen, but it's very smart
Moonwish?
because
Was he doing
look,
that?
I'm a warrior player. If you put down AB4 into Dory, I promise you I beat you blindfolded. I do not need to look at your cards if you don't have armor. The game is so simple because you're telling me there's no armor blocks which don't trigger reprise. You've eliminated like 30% of my problems with playing Dory is armor blocks. That's what he was doing. That's why the Pummel Icelander works. People go AB3 and suddenly it's Frostfang Pummel. You don't have armor. You don't have armor to stop
so dirty.
It's dirty, but it's very smart because it's off meta. Like off meta works. The problem is in a lot of cases those decks are underpowered. Like they do their little trick, but a good player immediately sees that and goes back from an aggressive plan to, okay, I'm going to need to block a lot, assume. Because that's how I beat him, is at the end of the game, I blocked exactly right into his pummel. That's all it was. It was one turn that one of us loses, and I could see that he's floating one in the tunic, and there's an arsenal, and I had four. You know what I mean? Like
I do, but you know what? Sometimes it sucks to be a good player because you're like trying to figure out if they have the damn pummel.
So what did Hayden tell us? And by the way, little thing for you that I forgot to say before, all these interviews or videos you're getting local players to help with, get them to comment on their thought process and mindset, because I think that also helps. Like every time we had a really good player and we asked them how they think, it's so different. Roy, Nick, Hayden, so different, but they are very good principles, like the base playing off. Okay. But Hayden said a good thing is like never play. I don't know if he told me this or on the pod, but he said...
I really need Hayden to do a Rhino one for my channel.
Never play the player, play the board, which is especially also into Dory. Don't try and double guess. You can't and you'll just feel shitty. Play the board. I'm floating 2. I have 2 cards in hand. Assume it's +6. You have to. That's what you can see.
But he also said if you play around a pummel that turn, it's coming in the next turn. So sometimes you just need to cop it sweet.
That's what I did.
I did
cop
sometimes.
the pummel.
Yeah. Like, I'll get rid of one.
Yeah, I copped the pummel against him. That was the difference. Is I was gonna block. I was gonna overcommit. Yeah. But then I realized the pummel would hit anyway, so I blocked to exactly go to 1, lose 1 card. I had 3, and I killed him. Does that make sense? Like I had to take it. Sometimes you got
to take it. You got to.
But at least knowing if you know there's a pummel, you're picking what to block with. What
the only thing is you got to think, what bloody color pummel is it? That's where I always stuff up.
Always a red.
Yeah, but I know that's my problem. I always assume it's probably a blue or something.
Every one of them.
You know,
the thing is, people are more likely to block with or discard the blues and yellows. Like that's what I've learned. But when they see a red, they commit.
Yeah.
Oh, when I see one pitched,
no, but it's actually that's the trap with pummel. Yeah. Is the blues are the strongest because you usually only need to hit them for 1 to get the full effect of it. Yeah. But if there's 3 in the graveyard, they stop playing around it properly. Like if you use your pummels as blocks, it gives us fault because I've done that. I've beaten very good players by blocking with a route, keeping a route an arsenal. They just assume there's no chance I have another one. It's the same thing. If you block with 2 pummels, like 2 red ones, and they see the 3rd one, now they're playing a bit loose. Because they're like, I've seen 3 red pummels. Like, buddy,
blue is
the blue is the one that'll kill you.
One.
Yeah. Yep. I wish it in there. It's been 2 hours, 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, it flies.
And I was worried I would be not interested.
No. We can talk and talk. What did Kevin say on our trip back from Blood Rush last Friday?
Like, your lives are so interesting.
No, like on the way there and way back.
By the way, he said nothing for an hour up and an hour down the coast. He was just sitting in the back.
Yeah, and he hops out like after. So we carpool to this armory. It's about an hour away, and we get out of the car. And Kevin said, he's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys can just talk and talk. We just don't stop for a full hour. John and I just, you know."
That's interesting.
But I think it's in person. Body language, everything, you can talk. I feel like video stuff, you get a lot more antsy. It's like, it's a weirder, it doesn't feel real, you know?
I don't even think about it.
Because we're just sitting, no, but online you do. Online you check notifications and stuff. In person, you're like, it's like in your lounge room. Yeah. That's why we enjoy, like, that's why we do it. It's fun for us.
So, where can people find you, Jackie?
Wow, okay.
I'll link below.
Yeah, yes, we'll link below. But the Fab Workshop on YouTube, you can see me there. I started with Twitter now, so I am there as
Fab
well.
Workshop?
No, it's Jackie _FabWorks.
Okay.
We'll link all that.
Yep.
Yep.
And your Etsy shop.
Yep. All
Done.
that great stuff.
That's awesome.
Anything from you?
No, just
Really happy to see you guys, actually.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to be here.
it's been awesome. No, I look forward to catching you. You've got a
I'm here
Pro
until
Quest
Friday.
in Canberra.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll play at the Armory tomorrow. We'll see.
We
you
might. We
Yes,
might see
Armory
you guys.
tomorrow.
So,
Yeah. No, just you know, thanks for all the support for Funder. Really appreciate it. It's
but
really
you guys,
growing now.
it's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. So
We
It's
get
awesome.
a lot of
I
good
love it.
feedback. Like it does. Not that we need an excuse to keep it going, but like there's no way we'd stop this. Everyone loves it.
I
Everyone-
literally work
It's all
and on
positive.
my third screen while I'm working. It's right there.
yeah,
And I'm working and I'm just
we get a
I
lot of
just love
private.
it.
We
It's
get a
just-
lot of private messages.
Yeah.
Like we really appreciate that. Like I've gotten emails and DMs.
We get begged to be a guest, actually. Like, unfortunately, in San
awesome.
Jose, there were not enough hours in there. Like, we
Are you doing how many? 8?
Or do, we
we
could
could have had
What?
40 episodes.
Oh, I'm
Like-
sure
Don't have
you-
the
you
time.
would.
You know what? We nearly need like an assistant next time to go. No, I'm serious.
I still-
Because it was our schedules and jet lag, and then having to organize people to come on time. And
And you played in the calling. I played in Worlds.
That's what I was saying. Like you jam pack 8.
No, the
episodes.
next trip we go to for PT3,
We
if
may
we
not
do
play.
go, we may not
Not
play.
play.
It'll just be 3 days
we'll
Funder.
play. Like, we're going to go play side events
Some
and
side
stuff.
events.
But
Yeah.
side events, see, you can go, you know what? Let's go back and interview Fino, and we just bail. But Worlds, he's not going to bail. Like, he was going to bail if we got James White or Professor on day 2.
But that's why I bailed the Battle Harden. I didn't play the Battle Harden.
Yeah. But I'm like, you don't want to bail an event, like a big event, to go do some content. Like,
No.
yeah.
Because we love playing. Like,
No,
we want to
obviously.
play the game.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
I think if we qualify, we just do what we did, which is go early and do it. But, 100% we would travel to the events just to do this.
Yeah.
That's what we're
I
saying.
think we're lining up to take Funder back on the road. Potentially, Funder's going to be in New Zealand for their call-in the new year.
That's
and then
awesome.
we'll be back in the States. Fingers crossed, hopefully in, I think it'll be around April for PT3. We'll take Funder on the road and bust out a
That's
whole
if
bunch.
Spencer from Magnolia writes a check, to be honest. We'll see what he says.
Spencer, we love you, mate.
Write a check.
All right. That's been awesome.
Done.
Okay,
Alright, guys.
dance, John.
Oh, also subscribe if you haven't. We're at like 601, by the way. Congrats, Tall Timmy. We made it.
We're big.
600, guys.